Warning, the commentary you're about to hear is being commentated by professionals. So for the safety of yourself and everyone around you, please do not take it seriously.
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
Well, welcome to O'Brien Group Arena, and despite what the graphics might say, it's the final game of the season, and it is not the Melbourne Ice taking on the Sydney Ice Dogs. That was last week, although we'd like to relive that fight again. It is, in fact, the Perth Thunder that are visiting for the second of a doubleheader to round out the regular season. And, well, Perth Thunder yesterday qualified for the 2019 AHL Finals. They're going to Newcastle next week. Melbourne Ice are just playing for pride. That said, Perth Thunder need to win this game to finish in third place and avoid the CBR Brave in the, well, semi-final. Believe me, you don't want to meet the CBR Brave in the final. You'd rather do that in the final. So, I'm Michael Clough. I'm joined in commentary today by a raft of characters, you know, colourful characters in inverted commas. I've got Steve White, I've got Paul Jaffa-Watson, and I've got James Morgan looking in the graphic rather like he's had maybe a slap or two.
We've got the boss with us here, boys.
Good afternoon to you, gentlemen, and to the viewers right around Australia and in all 56 countries, Jeff.
And I'm going to name every one of them for you, James.
It's going to be a fantastic game today. Melbourne Ice have finally gotten their way, and they're going to have some bearing on the finals picture. Probably not in the way that they thought they were going to. Might be easy like Sunday morning, according to Faith No More, but it's going to be a very hard Sunday afternoon. Not the least of which for the Melbourne Ice, but also for my old sparring partner here, Paul Jaffa-Watson.
James, it's welcome to the box, by the way, mate, because, you know, all you've ever done the whole time I've been with you is sit up there in that control room and offer abuse to the three best commentators you've ever seen.
Where are they?
Steve, I'm scared James actually prepared for this. Like, he's showing us up.
Okay, hey, Steve, may I ask you a question? Are you ready to do a raid this afternoon? You got your beanie on, you're ready to you're in black?
I think the downside might be here that I reckon we might have unplugged Steve across the journey here. So, but, you know, three at a time. So, but that's all right. Don't worry. I'll get Steve fixed up here in a couple of moments' time. Let's do the ladder, Cluffy.
Okay, ladder. Be sensible for a second. So CBR Brave wrapped up top spot. Newcastle have wrapped up second spot, so they'll be the home team with their home rink in the finals next week in the semi-finals. The Sydney Bears currently sitting in third because they beat Adelaide yesterday. Perth Thunder, like I said, they need to get the win tonight. They'll go in the third and they'll avoid the CBR Brave in the semi-final. Mustangs, well, they blew their chance last week against the Sydney Ice Dogs. Then there's the Dogs. Melbourne Ice in second last. They won't move from that. And Adelaide, well, they'll be looking to at least get a point to get 3 for the season if they can actually get something out of Newcastle. Otherwise, they'll finish on 2 and unfortunately potentially end the season with a 28-game losing streak out of 28 games.
And you wouldn't really like to have to be facing the Brave at first drop up there in Newcastle, would you?
No.
But, you know, that's about the extent of my hockey knowledge. You'd think it'd be a bit better after, what, 10 years or something, but God only knows. As you see Matt Armstrong come past.
Yeah, he can't believe it either.
Wondering if he's seeing double.
He can't believe. Have you got Steve back on, by the way?
I wonder if we got Steve back, Steve. No, still not a word out of Steve. So. Let's do the keys to broadcast success.
Well, who wrote these stupid things? I mean, they've never made any sense.
I think, unfortunately, it's Steve. Not that we're able to hear him right now, but I'm sure it was highly insightful.
Well, I think it's cruel. Are we having a commentary, Steve?
Well, are we having a commentary crisis? Yes, we are.
We're certainly having a commentary crisis here as I just try and work out what exactly it is that Solinsky has managed to do upstairs to get this so wrong.
Yeah, democracy, or however you pronounce that word, probably. Steve's been demoted. I think that's the story of the...
Yep. And I brought in all the gear for White Knight, by the way.
Did you?
Yes, I did, actually. And Stephen exported it all very quickly.
And the shiny end of the puck, well, point shiny at the puck, I don't even know what that means.
The point shiny end of the puck, I was going to say, well, this is probably for our camera crew more than anything. The most important thing that we always tell the camera crew is you point the dull end at yourself and you put the shiny end at the puck. That's pretty much all there is to hockey. That's actually one of the secrets of our broadcast operation that I'm letting you in on now. I think what we're going to have to get to the bottom of here is exactly where the heck's...
Oh, there he is.
Deary me.
He's got his own teeth in tonight.
So I think what we're going to have to work out here is exactly where...
We've lost Steve.
Well, are we richer for having lost him?
No. No. I'm upset. Do you want my cans? You can have these things.
Don't worry. Steve will be joining us shortly, I have very little doubt. But
This is
as a
actually...
matter of fact, I think I might be hearing him any second now. And this might be him joining us now. Steve.
Is that correct? Oh, there we go.
Hello, Stephen White.
Well, I missed the punchline on the keys to success, so...
Let's run it again.
there you go.
Let's back over the keys to success. Let's run that again, could we, Zielinski?
Oh, then that might
This will be a challenge for him.
Yeah, it will.
To have to go backwards in the rundown, that's only for his career, isn't it? Go, Steve.
Let's have a look at the ATC keys to broadcast success. The commentators, are we having a commentary crisis? Well, four voices in the commentary box makes this is going to go south very quickly. Demeritocracy. Paul Jaffa Watson just one demerit point away from being demoted again this season. Camera crew, White Knight. What is a white balance? Evan Connell, obviously not in attendance. And point shiny-ended puck. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, but that can be challenging at the best of times. Honorary mention to Smoko, but Peter Frank is not part of the camera crew this afternoon.
Now, the one that I've actually got to tell you about here, so my sparring partner, Jaff, I've been telling him I want him. I've been lining him up all day for this. But if we could get the commentary box camera in here, a couple of minutes before we went to where he brings in these things here, Zielinski, if you could possibly manage, here it is. He brings in one of these. Now, I don't know about you, but I know better than to accept anything edible from you a couple of minutes before on air.
It's medical cannabis.
Is that what that is?
It'll be healthy for you.
Well, interesting is
I'm never going to eat it.
Well,
I ate it, so this could be fun.
The Perth bench have got it in their water bottles. It'll kick in by about halfway through the first period.
Oh, dearie me. I just want to remind people that the opinions expressed today aren't necessarily those of a sane and rational person, mostly Jaffa.
They're going to skip happy and go straight to paranoid.
Oh, bloody hell. So what are we looking at here today, fellas, anyway? I mean, it's
a boring crowd by the look of them.
Oh, you reckon? No, there's a few in today, but it fills up these days. I think people tend to turn up as the national anthem's happening these days.
No, I didn't mean that at all. I didn't mean that at all. I'm going to talk over you all night.
Is that right?
The Melbourne Ice crowd and the Melbourne fraternity, Victorians love their sport and they're here to support Melbourne Ice and Perth Thunder, and I hope Perth Thunder go deep. And it's good to see you, Stephen. I haven't seen you all year. I've been blessed with that. But
yeah, well, I was going to say, in more ways than one, that's a good thing, mate, as far as your business is concerned.
Yeah, you've got a point there.
Don't protest too much.
Yeah. All right, well, it looks like we're just about prepared for our on-ice pre-game ceremony. So as we throw down now to Jason Bajada, who's going to take us through the official ceremony.
You've been given the flick, Coffee. He's taken over.
I have.
To the front of the scorer's box and welcome Melbourne Ice General Manager Mark Smith to say a few words. Today's game marks the conclusion of our 2019 season, and I'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who makes up the Melbourne Ice family and getting these games on the ice in front of you week in, week out. To our incredible ice crew volunteers, some of who are on the ice right now, picking up pucks, standing here, most of whom are still working out at the front desk or over by the retail desk. Thank you so much for all of the time, effort and energy that you put into making this happen. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you very much. To our members, fans and sponsors, your continued support makes everything that we do worthwhile, and again, wouldn't be able to do it without you, so thank you very much. And finally, to our players and team staff who devote so much of their time and energy into playing week in and week out, thank you so much for your effort in 2019. I'd also like to congratulate Perth Thunder on making it to the 2019 finals in Newcastle next week. On behalf of Melbourne Ice, we hope that you knock off Canberra. If I can ask the two captains to come forward to drop the puck. And I'd like to invite one of our ice crew, son, to drop the puck.
Thank you very much, son. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Well, that's the end of the pre-game.
And incidentally, probably the first time that Paul Jaffa-Watson's been described as upstanding. I'll give you the tip.
Yes. Ever since I took the medication, things have turned in an upward directory.
That's not necessarily where I was going with that, Jaff. But anyway, who we got in net for the Ice today? It's going to be Munro.
Yeah, Tom Munro and Nico Vixton again in the net for their respective sides. Vixton, of course, he'll be the starter for the finals for the Thunder. And Tom Munro, he's had an interesting time with it. I just think Tom Munro's actually not had any support from the defence more often than not. His stats don't look great, but I think you've seen enough in him to show there's a bit of potential there. He just needs more support at the blue line. So final game of the season for the Melbourne Ice. They wrap it up at home. It's the final game of the regular season, or the final day of the regular season. The Perth Thunder have got at least one more game to come, and that will be next week in Newcastle in the semi-final. Assuming they win today, they'll take on Newcastle. If they fail to win, well, which is probably unlikely, they'll take on the CBR Brave. But of course, they'll be looking to at least extend their season by an extra game beyond just next Saturday and be there for the big dance on Sunday. Well, Perth Thunder, they've actually beat their regulars at the finals now, yet to win a semi-final. So they'll be looking to get that monkey off the back as well. So this is, today, if nothing else, this is good preparation for them to get their systems right, get their power play, their penalty kill in good order heading to next weekend.
Absolutely, and we had Matt Armstrong, so might have to get him in during the second period for special guest comments.
Yeah, no,
There's not enough of us in here.
I was talking to him last night, and that's exactly what he wants to do, because this is his swan song tonight.
Is that right?
Yep.
And has been a tremendous servant of the Melbourne Ice over the journey. You were there when he actually first came to the club as coach.
Absolutely, I was. Him and Baxi.
Yeah, those two could find each other on the opposite side of the world.
Yep, there you go.
So Perth Thunder win the opening face-off. Marcotte, who was outstanding last night for the Thunder. Now in the corner, Kieran Webster. So Webster looking to Valu. Got a hat-trick last night. And now Powell clears it for the Ice to Armstrong.
He's going to get a shot away. No.
No, decides to go to the drop pass. And Petrosky just on the wrong side of Armstrong, but the setup was good. Now Hazelhurst. Flips it over, Petrosky. And that will be an icing call, so we'll go back to the other end, and we'll have a face-off.
So how do you go switching over to Steve now?
We'll find a way.
Well, that all depends on Selinsky, I think.
Yeah.
I find that having nothing that depends on Selinsky is usually best for broadcast.
Fancy having the boss here tonight. I can't believe it.
I was just thinking to myself, it's surprising how tinnier your voice sounds when I'm sitting next to you.
So micromanagement in effect here in the commentary box as this one's sent down here. Marcotte's on the puck, scoots back up. Kasha just the stick lift. And picked up now again by Kasha, but he jousts there with Marcotte. Our officials this evening, Casper Russell-Huber and Dan Boyd, your linesman. Grange Phillips wearing the bands. Here's Graham down the left-hand side. Graham trying to go 1v1 there with Jamie Woodman in a pretty good photograph this week with both Tommy Powell and Matt Armstrong, and wasn't fined for it. But anyway.
Oh, dear.
I like the way you're throwing your voice at the moment, Steve. It's taking me back to the radio days.
Well, that's, I don't know. That's
Surely you used to call it the wireless or the tranny or something, didn't you?
I had a crystal set.
It's the ABC radio grandstand there, Jeff. with Jim Fitzgerald in the 70s. Is this one put up here by Clark? He slaps this one in. Back to get it now is Vixton out of his net to play it, and here come the Thunder at the break out of their zone, turning it straight over those. Sam Hoddick, the quick stick through the neutral zone. Cox, who had point number 150 last night for the Perth Thunder. Lodge picks it back up and goes back in now here for the Perth Thunder. It's levelled there at the half wall, and the Ice look to capitalise here through Hoddick. 1v1 versus Kudla. Hoddick with a drive. Good save by Vixton. Loose in the slot.
There it is.
Score! Bremner finishes it off for the Ice, and they have a 1-0 lead. Just 90 seconds into the first.
Well, where did that come from, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you where it came from. It came from Spirit and Heart. They got a real big river. And this line is the future of Melbourne Ice. Mackenzie, Hoddick.
And Bremner, who scored the goal.
Well, yes. And Lazzarotto as well.
It could be great irony if this ends up being a game winner and he ruins his former team's finals plans.
Look at the follow-up there. He buried the biscuit.
Geez, hasn't Bremner been a really potent addition to a lineup that, let's face it, probably hasn't achieved some of the successes that they would have liked to?
He always was a handy addition. He's not the star player in any lineup. Wasn't at Perth, but he adds a lot of depth. He's a good player, and he's been getting better the longer he's been in the league too.
And you've got to assume that, you know, a Melbourne Ice club that was probably travelling a little bit better this year, adding Bremner to that, we've only done fantastic things for them on the ice.
I can't believe the intelligent things you were trying to come out with, James. Who are you trying to kid?
Well, speaking of which, just a reminder to the fans that you can get your tweets on screen using hashtag ARHL Game Day. Otherwise, you're just going to have to listen to more of us.
Oh,
your
there you
choice.
go.
Don't blame us. Your fault.
Nothing like a little bit of commentary blackmail. But anyway.
Thankfully, we don't have to listen to Steve's views on that.
We'll take brickbats and bouquets. Thank you very much.
To be continued as this one's sent out now here to Hazelhurst. Picking this one up for the Thunder. Made his return to the lineup this year, obviously from Newcastle. Value now had a memorable night out last night. He was in Melbourne. Marcotte picks the drop pass, just had his progress impeded legally there in the low slot, and throws one on net, didn't get through to Munro. It's fed out to Value. Value with a backhand try, and that one goes wide. That was from Kieran Webster there on the dish. Back now here to Marcotte, and well, he fanned on that attempt. Value goes back for go number 2. He interchanges places there with Punler, just skirts the blue line now. Here does Value, puts it back to Marcotte, shoots through traffic. Munro had the angle covered, but it went wide regardless. Graham trying to force his way out. Marcotte slipped it through to Value, walking in, and a quick stick there from Bremner. And looks like he may have drawn the penalty as well. And tripping is going to be the call. The hooking, I believe. And looks like actually it's Rob Clark who's going to sit. I thought went the other way. Anyway,
well, Value certainly did as well. Turned around, had the hand up to the referee. What's going on here?
Oh.
Geez, he's a tall unit too. Have a look at this bloke.
Yeah, mate, he doesn't like you either.
Mate, he makes you look like you're 3 foot tall.
Yeah, well, I had a word to him before the game, and he wants you. He just said I could nail this guy, James
After
Morgan.
the show, maybe.
Not that way.
We've had conversations about you trying to put me out, Jack.
You evil man, Coffee. You're an evil man.
For anyone who might be wondering, of course, the reason I'm down here today is this could very well be our last broadcast together ever.
Yes.
So no matter what happens today, boys, it's been acceptable.
I'll take that. It's better than my usual work reviews.
I was going to go with Vinnie Jones. It's been emotional, but that too.
So Cox.
And all of us from the retirement village are very happy that I'm here.
Now Tobin at the half wall.
They can't move out of their seats, you know. They have to watch it.
I was going to say, do they know you're here?
Nertz Ratchet will be along shortly.
Nothing wrong with that.
So Woodman on the blue line, fires, shoots a pad save there by Munro. Tobin will get it back now for the Thunder. Back to Woodman at the point. From Lodge, back to Woodman, left it behind. Here's a chance now for Hoddick for the ice. On a breakaway, Hoddick comes in, shoots, and Vixton with the save. Rebound was there, but the ice, I think it was Chai, just couldn't get a shot on net.
Very juicy rebound there for Chai. Just could not get the stick down on the ice in time.
Yeah, no latte for him.
Oh dear.
Dearie me.
So Value.
Yeah, might have done
Marcotte
Blood Cluffy over
just
here,
trying to work his way through, gets a shot away, and Munro will make the save.
Steve, you got any comments on the play so far?
I've got comments on the commentary.
Melbourne Ice are taking it to them right now. Here we go.
I don't think I'll be making a comment on that one there, fellas.
No, I think I'd keep my head low if I was you.
Jeff.
So the puck sent back now here to Vixton. Minute left on this man advantage now here for the Perth Thunder. Value, the architect of the power play.
I hear a few of your kids from Vietnam are about ready for college, James. They're asking for some donations for the fees.
Jeff, I wasn't born when Vietnam happened, mate.
Here's Marcotte now with the puck. 43 seconds to go. Slings it across. That goes back now here to Bro, just at the half wall, looking for options. Got Value on the point. Decides against it. And he's got set up shop there with Hazelhurst. Webster tried to dish to Hazelhurst's side of the net. He has the puck now. Value calling for it at the point. Bro's got it. Here's Value. Lets it go. That was blocked up there by Tommy Powell. Sent across to Marcotte. Bro at the back door had the right idea, just not the execution. And Webster will have the puck now here for the Thunder. One-time shot from Marcotte, kicked out there by Munro and skated onto now here by Hazelhurst. Back to Marcotte. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. A shot there. Looked like it was deflected before it got through to Munro. And that's going to be danger averted there for the Melbourne Ice. And the Thunder go 0 for 1 on the power play as Clark steps back on the ice. And we're back to 5-on-5. Almost a bit of a comedy of errors there at the back for the Thunder, but Kieran Webster takes it now here through the neutral zone. Webster tries to drive to the outside. Has Cox parked in front of the net. Webster holds onto it, waits for Punler to arrive at the point. Miscommunication there. And this might open the draw here for the Melbourne Ice. As Clark managed to get it in over the blue line as Petralski goes hunting for it. And solid collision there with Webster. Sent in front at the back door. Here's Brenda looking for number 2, but Vixton with a save.
I tell you, we're seeing a different Melbourne Ice tonight, and it's and they've weathered the storm. They're very offensive, and they're taking it straight to them. Not only that, they're not letting Perth Thunder set up in the neutral zone at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff. So when you used to be the Melbourne Ice coach,
James, you're getting praise. Just enjoy it for a second.
Again, I don't think we're going to take that well. When you used to be the coach, Jeff, how would you be G'ing the boys up? You're always telling us, when I was the coach, this is what I used to do. If I were the coach, this is what I'd be doing.
James is trying to wind me up here, boys, but I'm telling you what they're doing right now is they're playing for the jersey tonight, Melbourne Ice. That's what they're doing.
And so Powell gets it out towards Armstrong. Armstrong will shoot, fires, and Vixton will make the save.
And Army, he's always had a cannon. He let that rip, but Vixton had it in good sight.
Serious question, Jeff. We'll actually have some.
A serious question.
Matt Armstrong's impact in Melbourne Ice in the time he's been here.
I can't measure it, mate. It's beyond 100. That's for sure. Every time, 100% of the time.
Because he came in that year when we had Blanchett as well.
Yep.
2010.
Yeah.
2010. Yeah. And what it was mentoring the kids. That's where he's been. Munro.
Speaking of, he's got a beautiful family there at home. His wife Sarah.
Yep. And I think she's here tonight.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Great supporter.
So now it's Webster. Pass out wide. Well, it's come unstuck, so Hazelhurst have to go back and retrieve the puck. So Woodman. Bellew he's just stuck in place there. Now it's Petrovski for the ice along the half wall. Loses an edge and loses a puck. Kieran Webster. Pass wasn't a great one. It's been turned over. Powell. Armstrong to Powell. Looking for Petrovski. Gets a shot away. Vixton. Great move and makes the save.
Just reflecting back, I guess, 2010 rather. 2010 was the first year, I guess, here at the Ice House as it was known way back then. Army can't leave. Who's going to have the best mustache on the team now? Hashtag AIHLGA. Oh, God, sorry. I thought I was somebody else for a moment there. Yeah, got the great mustache flow going there.
I think Rob Clark's trying.
Yeah, so's Kahu Joyce.
Yep.
I think that should be pre-season training, shouldn't it be? Mustache.
Well, we could get Joey Hughes back. He used to grow a ripper.
I thought you were responsible for getting Joey Hughes back here, Jeff. What happened to that?
Hang on.
Bring back Jeff Coop.
Whoa!
Well,
here we
I tell you what,
Scott Stevenson,
I would have
you
loved to have
ripper.
gotten our old mate Jeff Coop back on here one more time before the end of the year. Jeff, fantastic commentator originally from Canberra.
Yeah, he's locked up at the moment, but he'll get off on good behaviour.
Stuck in traffic, I'm told.
Doing his own traffic reports.
That's right.
So the puck now at the half wall. Sack throws it out to centre and is picked up now here eventually by Todd Graham. And the Melbourne Ice will try and bring it back through the neutral zone, and they'll have take two as Kasher gets it back now here to Graham. Here with McKenzie, Bremner and Hoddick on this second line here for the Melbourne Ice. Picked up by Kasher on the turn. Nicely done. Tries to get over the blue line. Here's Bremner, the goal scorer from a minute ago. His shot blocked. And no danger there to Vixter. McKenzie has the puck now. Cycles it. Takes the check there from Sack. Goes in behind. Kudler first back to get it now here for the Thunder. And he's muscled there by Hoddick, but eventually spoons this one off the Gasher. Comes right back into the slot, but the Thunder are going to regroup and break out of the zone. But McMahon was headed to a line change, and Sack had to take a hit to make a play in the end from his ex-teammate, Jonathan Bremner. There'll be a beer or two after the game discussing that one. Here's over the line come the Melbourne Ice. Kasher try to slip it through to Lazzarotto. It ends up on the stick there, a Hoddick, and it goes wide. And it's just put in now here by Chai, or at least it was temporarily, as Cox has got the puck now in over the line. Gets hammered there in front of the bench of the Melbourne Ice. As Darcy Flanagan adds his 2 cents, or 1.5, depending on what team you support. He'll come back now here to Punler. And he'll pick it up now here for the Thunder. 6:50 to go. Jonathan Bremner with a lone goal. The Melbourne Ice up 1-0. 6:48 now on the clock. Cox and Flanagan joust here in the neutral zone. Tobin tried to pick up the crumbs as Flanagan gives the cross check to Cox, and lucky not to get a penalty. Hazelhurst up ice now come the Thunder. Tobin, he's pursued there and put into the glass eventually. Tobin will get the puck right back though. Woodman calling for it. It's tipped, it's loose in front. Munro, the stick save, they score! Andrew Cox has made it 1-1 for the Thunder, and it's a tied hockey game.
Yeah, it was too much. Sorry.
He scored on his 200th game as well.
Too much space in front of the net. Munro needed some support.
Melbourne Ice have been particularly vulnerable to that. It hasn't really been the first shot that's been doing them a lot of the time. It's been the second, the third, the fourth.
Correct.
All from a metre from the goaltender.
Yeah, as we see the setup here. It's just too easy. He was just allowed to skate in Melbourne Ice defence.
Three defenders.
Yeah,
Skate through 3 defenders.
Puck watching,
That's exactly what they were doing.
Yep.
You'd make a good coach one day,
Got sucked
James.
in by the old 1-2-2, didn't they?
So Cox, who got his 153 point last night, is added to the tally.
Give you the old
1-1.
4-1-1, Jeff.
Yeah, mate, I've always wanted a 4-1-1.
4-5-7 for Steve.
So Webster, he shoots.
Never liked those visas, did he?
Now Armstrong, Petrovsky, Powell. Navalu for the Perth Thunder. He'll just flip it out towards Lyndon Lodge. Looking for Kieran Webster. He couldn't trap it, but has it now.
Ooh.
Defensively, play come unstuck for the Melbourne Ice. So Liam Webster, stretch pass. Turned over. Woodman takes
Offside.
the blue line. For once, the Perth Thunder weren't offside. Yesterday, they were offside about a dozen times.
Correct, Michael.
Bit monotonous after a while. They probably actually would have won by far more if they actually had been a little bit more patient.
Linesman had an arm cramp by the end of it.
So Powell. Powell's tied up, has support in Petrovsky. Try to get out towards Armstrong. And now Hazelhurst. So Rob Hazelhurst now for the Thunder along the half wall. Tries to cut in. McMahon happy to play that along the boards, and Webster will have it now for the Ice.
Oh, smart play.
Graham.
Good commentary, Jeff.
Thank you.
Stretch pass is a good one too. Finds Bremner. Already has 1 goal tonight. Bremner just fires on net, hoping for a rebound. And Bremner has it again. She's bumped off the puck. Has time to get it back. Assess his options. Goes back to the point out towards Todd Graham. We'll go back towards Bremner. Back to Graham at the point. Hoddig had a swing, just couldn't connect, and the Thunder clear. So now McKenzie. McKenzie fires, shoots, the shot was high. Hoddig along the half wall, firing and shooting there was Todd Graham. Forces Vixen to scramble, and Vixen makes the save.
Vixen followed the puck. He was all over that.
That wasn't a bad setup there by the Ice. What I found particularly different on that play is they were willing to take a shot. Timo, if the song To Leave the Memories Alone by Fuel doesn't play or get quoted today, I'll be even sadder. Timo, while I was in the Ola on the way here today, I was actually humming that song in my head, but not sure that we got the rights to that one.
No, but I'm going to get your tie out, Timo. I'm going to wear it to bed tonight.
What I need to see is Anders back in here.
Oh, yeah, well.
So here's Cox with a puck down the near side. Slips this one across. Just bounces it across here to Bro. Out to the point to Kudla with Lodge. His shot is tipped and into the breadbasket of Munro, and he holds on.
I'm thinking more, Timo, I'm thinking more Barbara Streisand. Was it Memories?
Oh. Yeah, pretty much had you pegged as a Barbara Streisand type of bloke there.
Won't talk about his wedding.
Sham wedding.
As this one moved
You're
back.
in trouble next time, Diane Sousa.
No comment there. As that one shot into the netting.
Speaking of which, shout out to Diane, Cluffy's lovely wife. Far better than Cluffy deserves. I'll give you the tip. And she looked after us very well for the last, 6, 7 grand finals or so. Fantastic catering every year. She's a wonderful lady, and I will not hear a bad thing said about her.
No.
Thank you.
You're punching above your weight.
As this one moved out to the half wall now. Thrown on eventually, but grabbed here by Chai.
3 on 2.
The ice. Lazaretto's just a skate or two behind. Couldn't get to the puck, no, but Sweatman might get there. Digging at it he is. As Chai at the side of the net, it dribbled there through to Vixen, and we'll have a face-off.
Interesting game. It's a total reversal from yesterday's game. This is far more entertaining, far more creative.
The danger is that the Ice, I think, have been far better in first periods this year than they have in 2 and 3, and that's been pretty frustrating as a fan. Not a lot of fans.
It's been Melbourne Ice for the past 2 years, though.
Well, it really has. What do you think causes that type of thing, Jaff? You know, when you were the coach, how did you work on that type of thing?
I'd make sure they were fit and they could skate the game out. I'm not saying they're not.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
No,
here.
I'm not. No, I'm just saying that's what I did. I'm not saying
There's
it's
a lot
not.
of very angry men on the other side of that glass there if they found out you're, throwing bricks at them.
Well, let's see if they can catch him.
A few bag skates tomorrow, I think, Jeff. As this
well.
one picked up by Webster. Here's Petrowski. Well, the return pass wasn't as intended.
Thanks for setting me up there, boys, by the way.
That's all right. You can knock it down. It's Clark now. His shot.
We've been great for your career.
As this one sent across. Petrowski gets it in front. Armstrong almost had goal number 2 for the Ice, but Vixen had the pads down. Back now here to Clark. Sent across now to the captain, Webster. Up to centre, Petrowski. I think it's the only remaining import this year for the Melbourne Ice. It's a bit of a last man standing in terms of injuries and visas. Here comes Petrowski. His shot, and that one goes back now here to the point after Vixen got the blocker on it. Fed in front again by Petrowski, and the opposite number of Tommy Powell being Webster. Gets it out now here to Hazelhurst with speed. Hazelhurst all the way end to end. He shoots and scores! Whoa! Goal of the year contender from Rob Hazelhurst, and it's 2-1.
Has he left that one to the last minute or what?
Well, he had a lot.
Wow, that is something.
Well, he had a lot of net to shoot at in all.
It
was everything before it too.
This creates a lot of pressure, doesn't it? A lot of pressure on Solinsky to make sure he can get a replay of that thing out.
Yeah, well, that'd be good because Hazelhurst really put the Jets on here. Absolutely did.
Look at that, miles out.
And
what's
here
going
was
on
the
there
move.
with Clark?
Oh, beauty shot.
Who was Clark tracking?
He was he was thinking it was going to be a 2-on-1 and there was going to be a saucer pass going across.
See, that's why we got you here, Jeff. That doesn't happen in, NHL 16 on the Xbox.
You still stuck on 16?
Oh, well, can't pirate the new ones.
So now it's Kudla. Got his first goal of the season last night. Gets a shot away, so now he's getting a bit goal hungry by the looks of it. Get one once more. So Tobin. Kudla to Punla. That was off the pipe.
It was indeed.
So Bremner gets it out towards McKenzie. Punla should get there first for the Thunder. Had to ride the check. Thunder clear now. It's Valu. Kevin Valu. Plays come unstuck. And Lyndon Lodge will just skate back while the Perth Thunder make a line change. There's plenty of time to play with. The outlet pass is a good one. Out towards Valu, tries to cut in the middle lane. Just lost the puck at his skates.
Good defensive work there by Kahu Joyce. The three of them just collapsed on Valu. Really, really good defensive work.
Good specialist commentary there, James.
Once or twice I watched this thing, Jeff.
I think you're going to be sacked, Jeff.
I have no doubt after tonight.
So Valu, he goes out wide, out towards Marcotte, and Munro makes the save.
So, boys, I've just got to thank you for the last 7 or 8 years. How long has it been, James?
Actually, this is our 10th year of streaming hockey, would you believe, Jeff?
No.
And look, I guess a lot of people wouldn't realise, but you guys do it, you know, gratis for free. Donate your time to the league and to the sport, and you know, it's a pretty significant time investment. I mean, 2 teams down here in Melbourne, plus the Fox episodes as well. Heck of a lot of time spent with headsets on, and just want to make sure that you guys get the praise that you deserve for the work that you've done for the last 10 years.
Thank you very much.
That frightens me with James paying us compliments.
Just wait till period 2, buddy.
It's just the butter there before the vinegar, as this one picked up now here to Woodman in game number 150 for the Perth Thunders. Congratulations to him. Here's Webster down the far side. Webster now to Value, drop and drag, shot, and a good save there by Munro. Right down the bread basket, and it's 2-1.
You know, Perth Thunder could break this open, but, you know, Melbourne Ice defence are going to have a third man high back, and they've just got to man up and weather this little bit of a storm. You know, buy out 28 seconds of this period and regroup. They're in the game.
I think they're probably unlucky to be going, probably at this stage, into the intermission a goal down.
So Cox going to take the face-off here against Petrowski. We talked about 3rd and 4th place on the line in terms of the finals picture here for the Thunder. Speaking to Dave Ruck before the game, at least need a tie in regulation, and they'll steal 3rd spot, with obviously the Bears finishing last night against the Adelaide Adrenaline. Here comes Petrowski over the blue line, dishes off to Armstrong, cross-ice pass, back looking for the return feed there to Army, and just wasn't on his tape, and that'll pretty much do it here for period number 1. The Perth Thunder with a 2-1 lead after 1.
Well, certainly an interesting period of hockey there, and probably dare say one that was probably a little bit more enjoyable, probably for all parties, than this time yesterday.
Except for your commentary.
Well, that's probably a fair comment. We'll chalk that one up to fair comment. But yeah, it's I guess looking back at yesterday's game, I mean, when you got something so lopsided, who would have thought 2, maybe 3 months ago that the Thunder would be in the position they are today, able to finish in 3rd?
Well, early in the season, the big question was how on earth they were going to score at all. They're coming into the finals actually in a pretty good run of form. The second half of the season's been really impressive. For most of the first half of the season, they didn't look like they were even going to be a finals contender at all.
No, they really didn't. What we'll do, we might do something a little bit different this intermission. We might stay up, which is something that certainly the man sitting next to me has had trouble with over the years, from what I understand. But,
well, I've got to tell you, mate, usually at the end of the first, I've got to, you know, I've got to pay a visit.
Duck off to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly, so you can amuse yourself for a little while.
But, well, funnily enough, I mentioned Anders from a little bit earlier, and he sent us over a little bit of a little bit of a delivery to have a look at, and we've got a clip here if we can manage to get that one to play out. Zelensky, take it away.
I don't believe this.
All right, Cluffy, well, the package has arrived for you, mate.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, yes.
What's this?
What do we got here?
Let's have a look here.
Give us a good look, eh? Oh, yeah. It's Melbourne Ice. Attention, Michael Clough. Well, Melbourne Ice is correct.
Oh, yes.
Michael Clough very rarely stands to attention these days, we hear.
Do you clear this for a
One
customer,
can of pickled herring. Well, there's no prize for guessing where this one's from. Hey.
No.
Go on, Cluffy, do the honours.
So what do we got here?
No, go on.
Well,
it's done.
What do you think it's going to be, Jeff?
Oh, no, it's your favourite food.
That's their favourite food, pickled herring.
Pickled herring.
I would make you open it on air,
Can't work out how to open the
I'm
thing.
just not sure where that was.
I'm actually a bit worried about what was it wasn't going to go cool.
Normally when you get a package, it's probably exploding.
Usually white powder going everywhere. A few Labradors behind it.
Oh dear.
I got nothing I can say. without getting myself in trouble. So.
Yeah, you never take
Christmas
never
present, I
take tips
said.
off Jaff.
He did the same thing.
Yeah, well,
You don't take sporting tips
With
off
reason.
Jaff. You don't take political tips off Clough.
this video does drag on.
He's wrapped it pretty well. Let's get a look at
Just
it.
been
You
cut.
think in a production team we could actually edit this down to something more interesting?
me.
To be fair,
It's a bush
I didn't
dog,
get
mate.
home until really late.
Could be a bloody severed head in
Right, that
that.
I managed to get here. Don't have time for things like editing.
Don't go professional on me.
Let's have a look. Let's have a
The
look.
start of the broadcast today with Steve.
Oh, we got it.
Voice.
Well, Sanders has spent
I thought that was
157 kroner on something, so.
I'm glad you knew what that was.
Lady Macbeth.
Yeah, that's probably 180 Australian
Well,
dollars.
speaking of Lady Macbeth, aren't you heading up to Newcastle next weekend?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, so you leave poor old Jaff and Steve behind?
Yeah, you've dropped us.
Oh, look at this.
There you go, apparently.
57 Cronin.
Yeah, there you go.
Cronin?
Yeah, I believe so.
There you go. There's a gorilla on the table.
All
How did
right,
this
here
get
we
through
go.
biosecurity?
Let's have a look here.
Well, I see.
You're going to make him do it before the record?
To pickle and
Let's have a look at the front of this,
Yeah,
mate.
Well, that's one thing about pickled herring. I think whatever could be the German, it's
How do
probably
you
well and
pronounce
truly
that, Coffee?
dead. They're well and truly pickled by the end of it.
Oh, mate. I tell you,
And I should say, Anders actually made sure that that particular jar of pickled herrings was particularly well
You and the
protected.
I can
pronunciation
tell you
of
what,
players'
well, up
names
against that
is
jar,
transferring
we're
over
going to
for a
have some
product.
fantastic content.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Do you snort it regularly, Michael?
All right.
It should be noted, I think,
Or do you put it on your toast?
Well, apparently you're supposed to put it.
All right, let's
Mrs. put it in a taste.
let's whip this one out.
She actually didn't mind it.
Is that right? Bloody hell. She got an iron stomach. that girl.
Yeah, well, she eats some bowl and all that stuff. So.
When you opened the lid on that thing, it was rancid.
Yeah, it has a unique smell. For those who aren't familiar with pickled herrings,
Go
it
big.
has a
It's like
very
Vegemite.
vinegary smell. So
It's only good in large quantities.
So does this commentary box.
It does.
I assume that was just Jaff.
Yeah, actually,
Finished washing him down at the home.
I have a bit of flatulence
And I
going
should
on here,
say,
boys.
one of the reasons why we filmed this beforehand is I have a bad track record me in fish. And I thought it's probably better that I try it and film it beforehand and not live on air, just in case. I was fine.
Well, supposedly fine. Here
I
we
was
go.
fine.
Get a look at this. Let's see if we can get it done here. Have a listen.
Though it's very hard to pick up with a plastic fork, I can tell you that much.
It's actually not too bad.
More plastic
Gonna
forks
go
just
for
aren't
another
designed for using through skin of fish.
Oh dear. Well, thank you,
it does
Anders.
And
not
finding the
pleasant,
actual
does it?
fish
Thank you for
amongst
sending
the
it over.
liquid.
Coffee's very appreciative, as you can see. He's
Steve there looking
we'll whip
around
some
the
out with
treasure.
Jaff on air. Or
Been down that
next
road.
Melbourne Ice home straight.
Look at
Usually I'm on the other side of
Too
that.
soon.
Oh, God.
Oh, you've made a mess.
Oh, look at that.
And there you
And
go.
after-
That's
and
the end of
after
proof
all
that I may or may not
Would you
eat
believe
pickled.
Salisky didn't manage to load the whole clip in, so the thing stopped here? Would you believe that?
Yeah, I do.
That's pretty funny, isn't it,
Yeah,
Jeff?
it is. That's very funny.
Well, it's funny.
Nothing changes.
I'm glad that you think it's funny, Jeff, because it just so happens, mate.
Oh, no. Here we go.
It just so happens.
It's been in the fridge.
Go on, Cluffy.
All right,
Go
here we
on,
go.
Jeff. Jeff's going to eat this. Here we go. Oh, dear. Don't get any on my microphone, mate.
I like how you didn't get any bit with any
you
fish
don't
on.
get the fish bit.
Open wide.
No, that's yours.
Open wide.
No, it's yours.
Oh, what do you think of that?
Does not approve.
It's seriously not good. What do you want to do with it?
Put the lid back on it.
Who's got a bag?
Swallow, mate.
I don't want to swallow. It's not good. You have set me up.
Just want to know, mate. I think on that note, we might wrap things up for this intermission. 2-1 is the score in favour of the Perth Thunder.
Seriously, you've just cleaned my sinuses.
I'm just glad that thing didn't get anywhere else. 2-1 in favour of the Thunder here at the O'Brien Ice House here in Melbourne. We'll be right back in around 9 minutes' time with the second period of play.
O'Brien knows our second period. It is a 2-1 lead to the Perth Thunder, but importantly, if I've got an empty chair next to me, I think Jaff may not have reacted well to that pickled herring that we made him eat before.
No, he
Oh, we do love your work, Anders.
He had to go and see a man about a dog, apparently.
Welcome back, Jaff, as he's slowly making his appearance back in.
Jeez, he looks thinner, doesn't he?
Very much so.
You're saying you're looking a bit thinner, Jaff.
But opening face-off has been won by the Perth Thunder.
They locked it from the outside. Couldn't get out.
To get the hose in.
Yes, exactly. I kept calling your name, Steve.
So battle along the half walls. I'm a bit worried now about Jaff and Steve. We'll start some rumours later. So Webster.
Again.
To Hazelhurst. And it's trickled in. Well, there you go. Rob Hazelhurst gets his second of the night. Or is it being tipped
Webster.
in? Webster gets the tip in. Oh.
Well, if it's not one Webster, it's another, isn't it?
Yeah, we've heard that name mentioned plenty of times here at this venue over the journey, but usually it's Liam, not Kieran.
That's right. Normally the idea of Webster, slotting one through is greeted with jubilation by this home crowd.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
If anything, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah. Look at this. Has plenty of time to go around.
Oh, too easy.
Just that power in pursuit for you. Straight off the back there. Beautiful. Then Webster.
So 21 goals on the year for Kieran Webster. Smashed his career record.
Is he the most improved player in the league this year?
Yeah, I have to say so. And the best local, in my opinion. He's picked up now here to Bremner. Kudler. Pushed up now here to Mackenzie. Now up to Rob Clark. Just slaps it across. Picked up now by Lodge. Looking for Cox. And that's offside. And we'll get a whistle.
So what do you reckon, Jeff? We're going to get Matt Armstrong to come in here and have a chat with us at the end of the second?
I was working on that, and at the end of the second, I think that's
the
we
plan?
can do that.
All right, beautiful.
All right, let me go and confirm it. I sowed the seed.
That's all right. We got plenty of time.
Well, while the game's going on,
Yeah, well, there's three of you. I've been holding you up for 10 years, so I think you'll be able to.
They've been holding us up, all right. The Ice are offside and going to have to wait to get
So I actually
back
think
into
the viewers should be treated to a... we discussed this pre-game. James Morgan on play-by-play. Take it away, James.
I don't think that I'm quite ready for that one.
Yeah, let's go.
We had
James.
last
Come
year,
on,
and wasn't
come
that
on.
enough?
I actually want to hear Jaff doing that first.
Oh, absolutely. No problem.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jaff, next play, can you give us play-by-play?
Well,
Here's your sheet of names.
I could, except that the big heads in here cover the whole vision, and I don't get to see much.
That's where you move forward on the desk.
Come forward a bit, mate.
No, I'm just going to work on, like I normally do, the intelligence. I'm going to work on army
Plenty of
planning.
that to spare, doesn't he?
Well, at least we're securing our jobs. Let's say these two.
Well,
McMahon lining up there, take the face off. Puck in dispute, the Ice knock that one back out. They're going to go forward here.
No, it's not forward. It's a transition.
A transition is a Jaff. You would know, mate. Just quietly.
I've had plenty of transitions in my life, James.
I've heard about some of your comments in that regard. Boys, you know what? You can't say a damn thing from this commentary box.
yeah.
What have we been telling you for years, dude?
Good workman never blames his tools, Jeff.
I never listened to you, is the problem.
No, you haven't either.
Well, Hazelhurst gets a shot away.
That was Hazelhurst at the point, wasn't it, Clark?
Yes, it was.
Hazelhurst at the point. Puts on a laser.
See, I thought there might actually be a goal, and I wanted to save the moment for the goal scorer that they didn't have to have you call it.
The indignity is not lost on them. Let me work up to it, mate. I'll get there later.
I think as this one dropped back off the face-off, as well, Pumler tripped over his man Flanagan there. And that was actually Pansino, excuse me. That shot, wide angle, Vixton, pretty comfortable save. We'll get a whistle. Saw Kahu Joyce in action last weekend, dropping him with Alex Stevenson of the Sydney Ice Dogs.
Yeah, that worked out well for him, didn't it?
Well, Alec had another fight on Friday night, I believe, in the Battle of Sydney. So he's been chucking the fisticuffs late in his career. We should also mention that one of Jaff's mates, Dave Dunwoody, playing his last AIHL game up in Sydney this afternoon. So congratulations to Dave. He's been obviously involved in a lot of great moments in the AIHL. 2013 Goodall Cup final and the Joey Hughes infamous elbow.
Yeah, the people's elbow.
People's elbow.
I tell you, Jeff's just come back in from the bench to the commentary box. It'd be interesting to hear what this intelligence sounds like.
Well, I'm just thinking about good old Mr. Dunwoody. They've named the penalty box after him.
In fact, won't the penalty award for the league probably be named after
Yeah,
him?
but he's a ripper bloke.
Absolutely, and he's played most of the season with a broken thumb. So
Yeah.
2 rods in his hand there to keep it, and he's still out there playing. Here's Petrowski now. As
Flanagan.
Flanagan has a bit of a go at Alistair Punler there.
Oh, that's going to come back and bite you, boy.
And Powell
Because it
now.
didn't last week at all, did it? Not at all.
With that shot there tipped aside by Vixton. He was in the middle of that fracas, but here we go. A possible 3-on-1 now here for the Thunder. Here's Marcotte moving in. Marcotte shoots! And he's just slid it across the crease. That was the second best chance of the period there for the Thunder.
You could see a moment of indecision there in Graham. He wasn't sure who he wanted to cover.
Well, I would have loved to have commented, but I couldn't see a thing.
As usual, as he's moved back up now here. Good shot there from Armstrong. It's loose in front, and well, Vixton had the pads down.
You'd think with one eye he'd be able to commentate pretty well.
It's the third eye you're worried about.
Marcotte now to Woodman. Tried to slip it out of the zone. Brought it out there by Marcotte and slipped all the way back now to Kasha. His pass up finds Powell. With Petrowski tried to poke the puck through to him. Powell did well to get the puck back and eventually get it through to Petrowski, but Woodman swings it out. And Bro in behind enemy lines has got the puck at the blue line. 2-on-1 with Tobin at the far side. And, well, too much on that one. It was a saucer pass in the end. Tobin was poised for the one-timer and couldn't do anything with it. But he's got the puck now. Tobin trying to drive towards the net. Draws a couple of ice players to him. Loses the puck in the process. And the ice might break out of their zone the other way. 3-on-2, 4-on-2 potentially. Here's Powell with Graham calling for it. Saucer pass the other way. And similar results as Hoddick tried to connect on that last one. Here's Woodman
He's
now
had a
up
pretty
to
good
Bro.
couple of games.
Down the far side. Bro shoots. Tipped. And into the netting. We'll get a whistle.
Good hockey smarts there out of Hoddick. I think these last couple of weekends, I've noticed more of him than I think I've ever seen.
He's
Watch this. Watch him drive through the centre lane here.
As he should.
Unfortunately, wasn't quite in the right spot for the...
Probably could have got a penalty, to be honest, looking at that.
No, hang on. It wasn't Hoddick's problem here. The pass back from Tommy just missed the tape.
That's right. Just a little bit far in front of Hoddick. Couldn't quite get to that one.
You're feeling like you're about to be unemployed there, Jack?
Yeah, I am, actually. Speaking of that...
He calls it retired.
Yeah, well, do I get long service leave and full pay?
Yeah, at, what is it, 12% of nothing? So have fun with that. Man. So Punler happy to play that one off the board. Has been intercepted by Liam Webster. So Webster shoots from a tight angle. Now McKenzie and Kudler. Thunder clear, but only as far as Rob Clark, who will go out wide towards Webster. Now Hoddick. And we've just been talking about gets a shot away. Vixton makes the save. And we'll glove it now. We'll have a face-off.
Not a bad little shot there by Hoddick. It was slightly right, to the right of the net there, so it was never going to go. But again, you just watch this kid play, and I think that he's going to be, one of the great stars from Melbourne Ice.
Oh, absolutely.
1, 2, 3 years. He's right on the cusp.
He's got the heart as big as this building. He'll take on anyone. Oh, I tell you.
As big as Cluffy's ego.
Well, that's huge. Have a look at Tom there. I'm glad he got his ears clean.
So the puck moved out now here to Webster. Hazelhurst, who's already had the goal of the game and arguably of the season there.
Pumping that one up. Are you his best mate there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, on his will too, Jeff.
Well, I tell you what, can you get him a pair of shorts and
picked
fit?
up now here to Sweatman.
Get him in here. He wants the booster.
He's picked up now
Have a look
on
at
the other side.
The shorts are over just about down by his
One of the
shins.
rookies here for the Melbourne Ice. Hazelhurst tried to pick it up. Now here comes Lazzarotto with Sweatman going towards
Steve, the ever professional.
And Hazelhurst now.
Your mic's still on, Jeff.
I know.
Now here to Webster. Don't worry, it says it's safe for posterity. Here's Value now. Slips it through to Marcotte. Driving in. Marcotte walks in, shoots. Good save, Munro, and that one goes wide. 9:04 to go, and it's still 3-1. Out comes Kahu Joyce for the ice. Joyce v. Hazelhurst pulls up, thinks about the shot, takes it in the end. Vixton steers it aside. And Sweatman there going to work on Jamie Woodman. Woodman now starts out of his own end. Break coming the other way for the Thunder, a 4v3. Woodman dishes it off to Value. Value delays, shoots through traffic, looking for a tip from Woodman. Good save there from Munro. Danger not over now here for the Thunder in terms of trying to find a hole there in the net of Munro. Put right back on the doorstep. Marcotte had a great chance. make that 4-1, and the Thunder still with a 2-goal lead, however.
They're really struggling to clear that crease.
Yeah.
Hazelhurst sent across, and well, Lodge made a meal of that, and the Thunder will have to reset. Here's Hazelhurst back to the rink-wide pass, got it back at the end from his own pass off the kick plate. Here's Hazelhurst now, trailer there, trying to jam that by Munro, will get a whistle.
And again, just letting guys come straight across the front of the goaltender there. I just don't think that you can allow Perth Thunder to claim that space for their own the way they have.
Rob Hazelhurst thinks he's Wayne Gretzky.
As James has just pointed out, it's too easy. What should happen right now is a bit of body contact. Why? I mean, we're all watching the puck here, or Melbourne Ice are watching the puck. I take the body, look at the chest and take it. Let them know you're in the game.
And it's like the Ice are afraid to go too deep.
Yeah. They don't want to work hard down low at the moment.
So Lodge, the shot was wide now. It's Graham will clear it out to Petrosky out wide. This is a good setup for the Ice. Armstrong drives, shoots, and Viskin just gets enough of that one. Now along the half wall, Petrosky will send it back in the corner towards Matt Armstrong. Being pinched away by Kudler. Now Powell. Vintage year from Tommy Powell. Tobin, happy to play that off the boards and clears the zone. It's going to be a foot race. And Graham leads the race, so it's going to be an icing call, and the puck will go all the way to your right, and we'll have a face-off.
The game's hit a stalemate. It needs to be broken open.
Finals predictions, boys.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I predict that the Munich Brauhaus about 8 o'clock on Saturday night is going to be jumping. As for the teams playing, well, look, I think you're going to be pretty hard-pressed to go against the Brave.
It's the Braves to lose them anyway. In many ways, it's which in some ways puts the pressure on them. Anything other than the championship is failure for the Brave.
Well, and I suppose the other one to think about too is, I mean, it's been a lot of years since Newcastle's managed to win a cup, in their home rink. If you were going to do it, this would be the year to do it, because I'm not sure how much appetite would be there from the league to run finals there again.
Be interesting comment there. Oh.
So Bro has lost it. Now Petrosky. In fact, that's offside, so we'll have a face-off.
So I suppose you talk about whose it is to lose. I mean, that's got to be a powerful one today. Speaking of which, Timo, I love how we're all respectful today, so we can hear website on comms and no interruption tweets. Yeah, because we all need more of that, don't we, fellas?
Yeah, I got to say, Timo this year has been our star tweeter. Yeah. He's been delivering gold all season.
The bloke is a dead set superstar.
So now it's Sack. Deflected away by Munro. A battle, and just to the side of Munro's net, and the Ice are able to clear. So Hoddick. That's flips it up beautifully. Great chance for the Ice, but getting there first was Hazelhurst. Now Hoddick again fires, shoots, looking for a tip.
You're right about Hoddick. He's reading the play well.
He's certainly come to play tonight. So Hazelhurst out towards Jake Ruck. It was over his stick. Now Clark. So Rob Clark for the Ice. We'll go out towards McKenzie along the half wall. Outlet pass only as far as Alistair Pundler. Goes to Hazelhurst, back to Pundler. Ice make a line change. And it's been turned over Lazaretto and Valou. Valou's had to send it back to his defensive corner where Hazelhurst will get there first. So Marcotte looking for Valou. He tries to cut in. Still has it. Had it poke checked away. And it's flipped out only as far as Lyndon Lodge, who will send it straight back down, and that will be icing.
Clark positioned himself really well on that previous play there. I think we're going to get another tweet come in here any second. This will be a follow-up from Timo, or Zielinski forgot to load them either or, and to tell you the truth, that's probably the more likely scenario. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, either.
For those unaware, Daniel Zielinski is our long-suffering technician sitting upstairs. He plays second fiddle to almost all. Used to play hockey, as a matter of fact. People might remember, if you jump on YouTube and you search for Gold Coast Melbourne Ice,
there's a YouTube clip of Zielinski getting himself wiped out. There you go. So
there you go. The boys
James has lost his voice there for a sec.
Well, Zielinski might have cut up rough upstairs.
He's just cut us all out.
Well, he'd like to.
There's Woodman's shot, and that one was saved by Munro.
So probably the hit heard round the world. It was when Greg Bay demolished Zielinski with a clean, beautiful hit. As Zielinski,
Any chance, James, that you could actually play that during the intermission?
We probably can. Could Perth Thunder fly under the radar into the finals and steal the title?
On the day.
That's the thing.
Finishing third will be important, so they
Everything
get the
would
semi-final.
have to work.
Win the semi-final. Probably most likely to play the Brave, and then it's just throw everything at it. And you
That's
never
the
know.
trouble. I think they can get lucky once and make their way through. Well, not get lucky. I mean, they've earned their spot, but I reckon have a really great game and get through to the grand final. But to do that twice in a row, you know, it's a hard ask for any team.
Which is why you want to be playing the Brave in the final.
Yeah, I suppose the other thing that a lot of people wouldn't remember is that they've never actually made it into the grand final yet.
No, they've been constantly there and abouts, and a lot of close results too. I don't think too many of those semi-finals have been blowouts either, but...
Well, Jaff, what do the Ice have to do to get back into the finals next season, mate?
To start from scratch
Jaff's
again.
coming back as the coach.
No.
Here it is. You heard it here
No,
first.
not at all, but they've got to start. They've got to strip it all the way back. Pre-season starts in November, and only those that are committed to turn up.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first on ARHL Live. Paul Jaffa Watson makes his long-awaited return.
No.
Jaffa 2020, hashtag.
There'd be a lot of Jaffa time if I was, mate.
Yes, about to say, I think Barb may take the house.
Foul around the net, puts it straight in front. Armstrong couldn't quite stop that one, and Graham's going to clean this one back up at centre ice. Armstrong passes back through to Graham, and the Ice are going to try and set up here. Held up there on the blue line by the Thunder, and that one's going to have to go back, and Ice are going to have to set up once again. Petrosky calling for it on the blue line. Not quite enough time to get there. And hot pursuit by Tobin. Ice well and truly offside. Armstrong probably a good 2 to 3 steps over the line there.
Gentlemen,
stop play.
Gentlemen, Steve, Michael, are you getting that to the right of me? We have a frustrated caller that's always wanted to call, Mr. James Morgan.
I don't think so, mate.
Yeah, no, listen to you.
Did you
You're
like
loving
that?
it. You're loving it.
That one actually sounded like it was meant to be.
Yeah, I know. And when you get your right teeth in, you'll even be better.
I'm just waiting for you, Jeff.
No, I walk in your shadow, James.
Here's Clark with the puck now. Gets muscled there by young Jake Bruck.
Be lucky to walk by the end of this.
Here's McMahon. Just left
Keep
the
that
puck
up.
behind. Hoddick battles with him in front of the Thunder bench. Clark lays the hit there on Ruck. A loose puck in dispute, and it comes back out to the neutral zone. Here's Austin McKenzie trying to dip his way through 2 Thunder players. Got upended there by Hazelhurst. Looks like it may have been tripped. Play continues. As Punler and Bremner, former teammates, jostle there in the corner. Bremner tried to force it out. Here's Webster looking for a backhand feed. Nice pass to find Clark. His knuckleball shot ends up in the glove of Vixton, and we'll get a whistle.
And Steve, I've got to ask you this. Have you reffed any games this year?
No, thank God for IHB.
Because
I usually have my 3-match reports at least, but anyway.
Well, you know, because just in your call there, I'm just feeling that you want to get out there with the whistle and the armband.
Well, Grange is playing, I think, we play at the same club, obviously.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
Trying to do good to my teammate, my Blackhawks teammate. We didn't do so well last night. Here's Hazelhurst.
You're used to brown envelopes.
Yeah. With it, prefer the nondescript briefcase, Jeff. That's this one put back now here to Webster.
Look at that. Bremner just looked up, looked around for about 5 seconds and could not find a single person to give that puck to.
Oh, and he can't find his stick either because it's broken in half there at centre ice. As Punler fires this one up ice, but return feed there to Marcotte, finds value and pretty well pursued there by young Sam Sweatman. Put back now here to Hazelhurst, but Marcotte camped at the blue line, goes to him now. Nice entry there from the Thunder. Here's value and just forced out there by Webster. 2:44 to go, 2-goal lead here to the Thunder. Lodge, well, his pass was astray, finds Webster in kind. Goes back to Lodge. He slings one on net, and Munro with a comfortable save. Value hacked at it. He just couldn't get wood to rubber.
A pretty decent rebound there.
Chai's got the puck now here at centre. Chai back to Vixton, just swings it up ice. Oh, here we go. Possible 2-on-0 now here for the Thunder. Here's Cox with Marcotte. Cox shoots and he scores! Game number 200. That's point number 151 there for Andrew Cox. And the Thunder with a 3-goal lead. And they've got 9 fingers on 3rd place and the AIHL ladder.
Yeah, Melbourne Ice, they pinched there. Their defence got caught deep or got caught up. No one was back. We'll watch this and look at the transition here.
Yeah.
Great clearance from the goalie, and he skated onto it.
That's smart thinking.
And I think they caught Melbourne Ice in the line change. So I think Kobe Joyce may have been just coming back on, but there was a lot of flat feet there.
Yep.
No one was really
and
skating hard.
Credit to Joyce for even being able to get up there to be able to do anything with it. I mean, it wasn't ultimately effective, but...
Put a bit of pressure on.
That's right.
So Tobin now. Thunder remain on side. It's going to be a penalty call, and it's going to be against the Melbourne Ice for a hook. And as Petrovski will make his way to the penalty box. So there'll be no imports on the ice at all for the Melbourne Ice over the next couple of minutes. And a chance
slams the door. Not real happy with that one, I don't think.
No.
But he's been great value for the Melbourne Ice since he came over. I've enjoyed watching him play.
E for effort every game.
There we go.
Pretty obvious, though. I think the call was definitely there.
I just call that a stick lift, personally.
Almost sawed his hand off, Jeff, but, you know, I suppose if we're going to play prison rules.
Yeah, well, you got gloves.
So here's a chance now for Marcotte. Shot was just a fraction wide. Perth Thunder on the power play. So Webster, that's Kieran Webster. Battle in the corner now along the half wall. Marcotte has it, just skates in, has a shot. And we'll have a face off of that, hits the back netting, so...
Can they come back? 3 shots out of the game? Not likely at the minute.
I don't think so, to be honest.
Let's see what the third period brings when it's just coming to an end.
Chris Makaboyski predicted 2 out of 3 scores correct back in 2017, 2019 predictions. Brave over Bears 5-3, Perth over Newcastle 2-1, Brave over Perth 4-1.
Oh, well, we're going to we'll freeze frame that one. So if you're right, I don't know, you'll just feel good about yourself.
Well, it won't affect us. We're not calling it.
Cluffy's going to give you a shout out on air next week if you call them right.
You're the only one going there, Cluffy.
I know. They decided to take the best.
How do you feel just leaving us all?
Oh, quite good, actually.
Let me just get that knife out of your back there, Jeff.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yep.
Lady Macbeth returns.
So Graham, he turns it over. There's a chance out for Velu. And a shot by Marcotte, and he scored as he has.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Call it, Steve. What do you think?
There was not much in that one, though, as far as a save to go. I mean, bloody hell, we're going to have to wait for a replay there. But Munro was not far off saving that. I reckon if there was anything more than 10 centimetres in a save on that, I would be very surprised.
There you go. He's not happy.
Well, I don't think there's much he could do. I think everyone else in blue let him down. Look, you got all the defenders not really skating hard in one corner.
Marcotte just, you know, having a holiday down there. Look at that.
The back door left unattended.
Interesting that he went low there too, because I actually would have thought that he might have chosen to go high. He was basically at a completely open net for the top 2/3 of it. But matters not. That's Perth Thunder 5-1 over the ice.
So the Perth Thunder now looking to make it 6-1. Here they come. Here's Sack now. Here's the wide angle shot. That's a comfortable save for Munro. So you would pretty safe to say that they will now finish third in the AHL standings, and they will play the Newcastle North Stars in the first round, the semi-finals.
Talking to Stan last night, that's where they want to be.
Yep.
You were getting a lot of sense out of Stan by the end of that week.
Well, on the double jacks, we were actually talking Swahili well.
Which is only just once removed from Manchurian. There's this one back now here to Webster. Hoddick, his long drive. Well, that was a good play. And Bremner looks for the tip there. And it just comes back out to centre. Webster just peels off and swings that one back around. Nice pass. It was onside as well. Here's Hoddick. Woodman. Ooh, Hoddick went hard into the boards. I don't think that was intentional.
Doesn't hurt, Hoddick.
Woodman's stick ended up almost halfway to the neutral zone. And the puck comes back out to the half wall. Held in the line there by Rob Clark. Spoons it around. Lodge tried to feather touch that one through. Here come the Thunder out of their own zone. Ruck just feathers that one further up the ice. McMahon
Webster's got his work cut out from there.
Stick lift Webster. And back now here to Lazzarotto. 2v3 the other way. Just onside now of the Thunder. Oh, that's probably one of the best poke checks I've ever seen by Jamie Woodman, even though he wasn't on the ice.
There you go.
Comes back now here to McMahon. Just onside. Well done there to get the left skate on the blue. Back now here to Lazzarotto. And that will do it for period number 2. It's all Perth Thunder. They lead 5-1.
Steve, you used to be an official. Can you pick up an assist for a stick left on the ice if it comes off it and goes in?
Depends if the price is right. I'll come on down.
Well, I was going to say it depends. I mean, you know, you might end up with our old mate Jeff Klink refereeing. He throws out those assists like they're candy.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to go back to Al Wishawan.
Oh, mate. Jeff's not here. You can't talk
Spoolies,
about
mate. Big shout out to Spoolie if you're watching.
G'day, Spoolie, wherever you are, mate.
Spoolie 2020.
Yep, very grateful for your support of the great man, the Don. I'm assuming that I'm probably going to be killed if I keep going with that. Jeff has actually left us here at the moment. I think he's
Jeff
in
has left
search
the building.
of Matt Armstrong, because the word is that Army hasn't decided whether he's hanging him up or not.
Okay.
But he has been a great servant, it should be said. I guarantee that once he retires, whether it be this year or not, that number 16 he's going to probably be the last player to wear it, because it will be retired very, very promptly, I would think.
I think you're absolutely right.
Same with 57, I would say.
Number 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
12.
Number 21.
And it would be great to be able to actually have Army and Baxi come out and play one more game together and make it known to the fans that that's what this was going to be. I think you'd have pretty full stands for that one. There's no doubt. I mean, two guys that have been better liked in this club, I think you'd be hard to find. Yeah. But,
and just the contribution they've made as well. It's they have been tremendous over a long period of time, and it's probably another sign that potentially when we're talking about these great players retiring, it's an end of an era that netted the club 4 Goodall Cups over the journey as well. And players like Armstrong, Backlick, Webster, all very key parts of it as well.
Oh, yeah. And look, just even thinking back to those days, as I look around this place now, it's amazing to see just how far that hockey has come in Australia, and particularly here in Melbourne. I mean, let's go back to 2010. There was one team in Melbourne. The chant actually ran true back then.
Yep.
That'd be there's only one team in Melbourne chant for those unfamiliar. But as I look around, I mean, dashboards were completely blank. There was nothing on them. I'm watching the big screen here. You get replays in the stadium these days. The music's never sounded better. And this rink actually a few weeks ago got all brand new lighting. You can actually, dim it, turn it off, turn it on, don't wait for it to warm back up. Do some really great stuff for, say, a final series or something like that here, if that's what you decide to do in the future. But I don't think we'll run a demo of the lights right now. It might frighten some people, but even so, like it's quite interesting just to see, how far hockey's come over that period of time. And it looks like we're actually about to be joined here by Matt Armstrong. Here he comes now. Going to have to try and keep things coming. Here he is, just joining us here in the commentary box. Army, take a seat, mate. We've got a chair all set up. We're here. Let's get Jaff's headset here too, so that Jaffa can join us. Just can't have salt without pepper. There we go.
So welcome, Matt, as well. Get your headset down so
you're in a microphone in front of your face there, mate. Great to see you.
Good to see you guys, all 4 of you.
Well, Army, you've been an absolute treasure to Melbourne Ice. The day you walked into the door at Ian Webster's backyard there, I fell in love with you then, mate. And you and Baxi just brought a culture and a winning combination to Melbourne Ice, and you brought the youth through as well. How's your experience been, and how are you feeling right now?
Oh, it's a hard question to answer, Jeff.
It is.
Thanks for that one. But the journey's been amazing. The city of Melbourne, Melbourne Ice, you guys, the team. It's been an amazing hockey process, and the young guys coming through. My hat goes off to those guys. It's not easy playing in games like this when you're getting punished by teams. And just on that note too, my hat goes off to all the players that have been playing in the bottom teams for I don't know how many years now. I've always been on the top, so it's easy to play. Those guys came out every night. It's not easy when it's a volunteer job, So my hat goes off to those guys, and all the best.
Well, your hockey career, you've been a journeyman, professional hockey player in Germany. You've done it. You've done your apprenticeship. You paid your dues, and are you here to stay in Australia? You and Sarah and that beautiful daughter of yours. What's happening there, brother?
What's with all the tough questions there, Jeff? You put me on the spot. Look, we've been saying this for 10 years now. We've had thoughts about going back home, but it's just been so good here that we're just enjoying it too much, and we haven't had to have made that hard choice yet to go back home yet. So this is home right now. We'll be around for a bit more, I think, too. So
okay.
So what are your hockey plans going forward beyond this season?
That's a good question too. Obviously this year I was trying to take a step back. For various reasons. I got a family now, and time on the weekends is a little bit more valuable than it used to be. Also, if we're not going on the road too, it would give the younger guys an opportunity to play in positions and opportunities that they probably wouldn't normally get if I'm on the ice. So, moving forward, I don't know at this stage. I'm not going to say or announce retirement yet. Because things do happen over summer. So I'm just gonna say I'm going to be taking some time off right now and enjoying my family, enjoying the summer, and we'll see what comes in April.
And you wouldn't know this yet because you were on the ice, but Jaffa's just announced his campaign for Jaffa 2020 to be head coach of the Ice has just been launched. Would you consider perhaps a coaching role for Melbourne Ice at some point in the future, potentially as a co-coach with old man Jaffa?
Don't include me in this, but yeah, but
But would you look at something like a coaching role or something like that, perhaps?
Look, I think it's too close to answer that question right now. I think it's hard for a player to step out of playing and then jump right into coaching.
Oh, you're exactly right.
You know, so I'm just going to take some time off, and I enjoy coaching the academy that I run here at the O'Brien Ice House. So I'm just going to focus on that at this stage. And you know, you never know what's going to happen in the future. But for right now, sorry, Jeff.
No, go, Matt. Yeah, Matt, I just want to tell you on behalf of the fans, and you know, the fans here sitting behind us here probably can't hear this right now, but all the ones upstairs and are taking this stream, they've loved you, they've talked about you, they've tweeted in, and they wanted to know where you're at, and it's just an appreciation of you, mate, of what you have given Melbourne Ice. And on behalf of all of us, we thank you for that, buddy.
One of the
and
finest hockey men I've met.
Thanks, guys. You're making me blush here, but
no.
You know, it was easy. You know, you guys made it easy. The fans are amazing in Melbourne. You know, just playing in this facility too. It was always tough going on the road. After
Canberra.
Yeah.
I believe tougher on a Sunday than a Saturday usually.
Yeah. That's true. But no, it's been an amazing journey. You know, I thank everybody that was involved along the way. So.
What was it like playing for Australia, putting the big the colours on?
To be honest with you, it was a bit strange at first. Obviously, my first. Well, I'm from Canada, as you can probably tell. You know, and being able to represent Australia as my second country, it was pretty special. You know, I've been playing with a lot of guys in the league that I got to play with on that team. Great bunch of guys, and you know, it's really something when you go away, you know, as a collective, and you really work towards something, and you got that on the chest. So it was a great experience.
Well, look, Army, thank you very much for joining us down here. Before you go, you know, there you go. Thank you, Army. Love Daniel. You know, but
Thanks,
we better take a break. 'Cause there's, what, about 8 minutes to go on this intermission. So, Army, if you could, take us out to the break. Back announcers, would you?
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'm going to go jump in the change room here. I think we got a period to go. And thanks for everything, and thanks for having me, guys.
And have a great third period, Army. We love you, mate.
All right.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Army.
Thank you very much.
5-1 here at the O'Brien Ice House in Melbourne with Perth Thunder in the lead. We're going to be back in about 8 minutes' time. Don't you go away. It's AIHL Live, Period 3, right after this.
Welcome back to O'Brien Icehouse, third period and the final period as things are shaping up in the 2019 AIHL season for the Melbourne Ice as they trail the Perth Thunder 5-1. The Perth Thunder at this stage, well, they're going to the finals and they'll be looking to polish this off and finish in third place as well. And of course, finishing in third place means they avoid the CBR Brave in the semi-final, which is probably what they want, which means they will take on the Newcastle North Stars. It was good to have Matt Armstrong join us as well during the second intermission. As we mentioned earlier, been a great contributor. It was good to have him in the commentary box and see what he does with his hockey future beyond tonight.
Fluffy, I got an education there in that intermission. I found out where it is that Jack goes every intermission.
Into a rabbit warren, so try to get that word out.
Hey, I'd be out under the grandstand there and, you know.
I go into HQ. I go into Melbourne Ice HQ.
I saw him giving players rub-downs. He's, you know.
I saw him also in the fetal position in the corner crying.
Yeah, well, sure.
Oh, dear.
Tiger Balm works well. Bring the boys back up.
Tiger Balm. Where are you getting that from?
Back in the day. By the way, the other... Oh, it doesn't matter.
Here's Woodman down the near side. Graham had him lined up. Plotted out there by Armstrong. Woodman picks the puck up. Graham gets it back, swings it right out. This is going to be icing.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say there while the icing call's on, James, the other day with the bit of a fracas that happened here and you went for the YMCA and you had Daniel doing the dance up there. I had a lot of people ring me saying how impressed they were.
Of Daniel.
Of Daniel.
And of course there was...
why were they impressed with Daniel?
The guy who was enjoying the attention far too much.
Yes.
He was fantastic.
He's burned into my brain, that guy.
The club has got to be able to, you know, the club's got to be able to track that bloke down and make him a permanent fixture.
I think they were impressed with Zielinski knowing at least 4 letters of the alphabet. Is this one picked up now?
It can almost spell
Back
YMCA.
there, here to Casher. Here comes Powell now with Armstrong. Powell with a 2-on-1. Here's Armstrong.
Oh, it was there to be buried.
Commentary curse put him onto the
in.
intermission and it went to his head as Armstrong had an open net and just couldn't bury it.
Well, he had the pressure of this interview.
He's going to put that one on Jeff. I'm sure Mad Monday tomorrow will be an interesting affair as there's Marcotte.
Yeah, Vinny said he'd come up be nude for the night.
Now you've promised it.
Here's Powell now. 3-on-2 the other way with Graham. Graham now.
Oh, good move.
Nice move, Graham. Backhand shot, rebound, and it just spills wide. Well, Todd Graham winding it back there with the moves. As the Thunder come back the other way with Marcotte and Vellieu. Here's Vellieu, grabs the pass, he shoots. Oh, what a save by Munro. Brilliant source of pass there from Marcotte, but a better save there from Munro. And the ice break back the other way. Here's Armstrong, take 2, he shoots. Good shoulder save there, follow-up drive, and I think that was blocked before it got through to Fixton. Diving nonetheless. Back inside the blue line it comes. Clark's drive, that's off the plate and wide. Powell now. Put back into the corner. And now the net is being off its moorings for a few seconds, and finally we get a whistle.
Oh dear, here we go. YMCA's back.
YMCA gets kept blowing his nose.
And the fans are going again. Oh, the chorus is over. We would have loved to have, but, you know. Here we go. Come on, Jeff, go, mate, go. Wow. You can spell that, can't you? Yeah, that's fantastic. Fantastic.
Moves from your youth, Jeff.
I tell you, it was pretty interesting out there in the intermission too. We almost caused a bit of a problem because Jeff went in to announce his 2020 coaching ambitions and found out that Brad's already signed up.
So the puck in behind, Punler digging at it.
That'd be better.
At the side now, here's Tobin looking for an outlet pass. He's got one in Cox, just dumps that by Webster. Has to get by Bremner though, and Clark comes up with it. Nice forecheck though from Cox, at least forced the issue. Here comes Tobin, pressed there by Clark. Clark wins that battle, and out come the Melbourne Ice here through the captain Webster. Back now here to Clark, the trailer. Clark over the blue line with Bremner. Pulls up, nothing much on offer, so just feathers this one into the corner and cycled onto now here by Bremner. And McKenzie will pick it up in turn now here for the Ice. Trying to slip it through there to Bremner, who's got it now behind the net. Bremner looking for a feed in front, had Hoddick, but it was on his wrong side. And Clark gets the puck back in the neutral zone. And all the way back to the defensive zone it goes. There's the poke check there from Tobin. Came in, and the Melbourne Ice have to build from the back. Dangerous cross-ice pass here from McKenzie. Finds up to Webster, back to McKenzie, and he's going to be offside.
Oh,
not according to the linesman.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, that hurt my groin just looking at it.
Yes.
And Austin with a call of the year, and we get a whistle.
Have a look at him doing it. He knows it.
It would have brought a tear to her eye.
On a more serious note, fellas, throughout the third period, probably got some thank yous to make for everyone over the journey here. Obviously, I've spoken a little bit about you guys.
Oh, look out, there's some fans there getting their faces up.
Well, you don't want me talking about you guys, mate. Is that what it is?
Go.
But particularly our technical crew that we've had over the last 10 years here, it's, I think we've had something like 40 crew through here. I think we've broadcast more than 300 games now.
Wow.
Before 2010, I don't think I'd ever even seen a game of hockey, to tell you the truth.
There you go.
Wasn't your first game the very first game at this venue?
It was.
Mine was the second game at this venue.
I think we were the first fans in the door, and we sat here going, if they fill one of these bays, I'll eat my hat. And the place was full.
Yeah. I'm still waiting you to eat
and did you eat that hat? Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, we'll see how we go.
So Woodman now, trying to clear it for the Thunder. Jeremy Chai just trying to cut into the middle lane. There's that wide shot comes in. Vinston got enough of that one. So now it's Lodge. He'll cross the blue line. Lodge with a little backhanded attempt, scrambling to make the save. There was Munro. He did, but the puck's going to be turned over straight away. Lodge's shot was blocked. Now Kahu Joyce just overskates the puck.
Skated out.
Decides to pass out instead, ignoring the future coach's advice. Now Pansino. Shot was wide.
Imagine the four of us as coaches. How good would that be?
Wow. Define good. Good for the opposition, maybe.
Define 4.
So Lodge.
Practice would be
out
interesting.
towards Ruck.
Charlie, go.
Yeah. Steve would have us on an operational thing.
Been picked off by Sack. Here's a chance now for Kudla. Fires, shoots. Off the blocker there of Munro.
You bringing a gun to practice?
Absolutely.
Stretch pass.
They're looking for Powell.
Gets out towards Petrovsky. Leaves it for Powell. Melbourne Ice get it back now through Armstrong. So pass to the slot there, and it was Flanagan with the shot, but it's been covered by Vixen, and we'll have a face-off.
So I guess a few more thank yous while I've got the time there, Jeff. So
yeah, as we look into the crowd as you're doing that.
Our senior engineering talent we've had over the years, we've had a great team. Hopefully I'm not going to miss any out here. Daniel Solinsky, Dom Watson, Evan Poddle, James Holt, Mark Frick. Geez, I really hope I'm not missing any, but I know I am. A lot of this, bear in mind, I guess before 2010, none of us had even really touched the video game before.
And I know Steve's dying to call this, but I've just got to tell you, Dom Watson, what a call when he was on his push bike in Sweden.
Which one?
He ended up in all sorts of trouble. Interpol, Steve White had to bail him out.
I believe you were the guarantor on that bail application, Jeff.
Is that why I'm in trouble?
Here's Armstrong in the near side. Send it across. Here's a chance for the ice. Petrowski, the shortest deflection off the skate there of Kieran Webster.
Do you like the big word Steve's bringing in on the last call? Fortuitous.
He's good, Jeff.
More than 2 syllables. There's that shot. Oh, what a save from Vixen. Point blank there on Petrowski. I don't think Vixen really knew much about that, but it got the glove on it nonetheless. And that's the save of the game here. Here's Webster pulling up his shot, and that goes all the way through to Hazelhurst on the other side of the net. Webster's going to get another go at it. Here's Marcotte, Petrowski.
Oh, good move. Talked to his old man last night. Good man.
Glove down by Armstrong, but
would he say the same about you?
Probably after the 2 double jacks we had, and he had a CC in his hip pocket.
Guess another thank you while we got some time, and on a more personal note, my wife Shelley, who's been a pretty handy camera operator for us over the years, but more importantly,
didn't she get the famous Del Basso Sally,
the footage seen around the world, but also more importantly, she looks after literally everything on the home front, the kids, the house, absolutely everything, which enables me to be able to do any of this type of stuff. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for doing all that you do and making all of this possible.
You know what, James? I do not know how a beautiful woman like Shelley ever fell for you.
Well, Jeff,
that's a story for another day.
I get the feeling she was talking about 56 countries at the time.
because she's a great woman.
And a save made
not
there
bad.
by Munro as Melbourne Eyes clear the park. So Bremner. As the Melbourne Eyes Golden Knight. They're looking that direction towards Hoddick. Just couldn't deflect it in. He's tied up by Woodman. And Vixton will have that one covered up with 13 and a half minutes remaining in the third period.
So can I do a little thank you?
Oh, we're about to do a tweet. And then
Okay,
you can
no,
right
do a
after.
tweet, do a tweet.
Matt Brown, anyone got work for an engineer since ATC aren't doing the finals? Actually, speaking of which, if anyone doesn't know of any jobs going in the oil or gas industry, Matt is your man. And I mean that very seriously. Help a bloke out. He's a great fella. Go, Jeff. What was your thank you?
Well, no, let them call the play. I'll wait for a stoppage.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm professional. I'm professional all the
Finally,
way.
after all these years. So Kudla for the Thunder.
Even
Skates it out of the
Cloughy's
zone.
having a go at me now.
Let his tyres down.
Just
mate.
flipped it out towards Ruck. Ruck gets a shot away.
Pneumatic tyre. There's no tube.
Now Marcotte.
So I've heard.
All valve.
Marcotte gets it back. Looking for Ruck.
Except at 4 a.m.
Obviously Tweedledum and Tweedledee on their own, to their own accord. Marcotte looking in the direction there of McMahon. So Kudla. Pass out towards Marcotte. He's going to cut in. Gets a little shot away out towards McMahon. And they score. Superb goal of the Perth Thunder.
It was too easy in the end.
Unbelievable work there by Marcotte. He was so patient. Knew exactly when to make that shot. But again, the Ice giving away that space right in front of the goal.
And I feel sorry for Tom Munro here. He was stripped naked here.
That's a nice still of a replay there. But let's have a look at the real one. Have a look at this. Look at
that.
You know,
What's going on?
What's going on there? I mean, you've got who sitting there just next to him puck watching. Puck watching, Jack. It's the old 1-2-2 every time.
It's called man up.
Oh.
So Jason McMahon's third goal of the season, and that's the sixth tonight for Perth. They scored 8 last night, and here comes the Ice looking for number 2. Powered on!
Oh, there it is! Armstrong scores! Call it, Steve.
Matt Armstrong, in potentially his final game with Melbourne Ice colours, has got the goal. And has seen NHL load. I'll tell you what, that actually is fantastic stuff there, because if this is in fact Army's last game, you know,
it's a swan song.
That's how you want to be remembered.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic work.
What a
by
finish.
Armstrong. What a bloke.
We'll never see it though, thanks to our the director up there, Solinsky.
Oh no, we got a little bit of a replay.
So now Powell's tripped up. And there's going to be a penalty against the Perth Thunder.
Well, we might ask upstairs Mr. Solinsky to show us this again.
That one looked like it hurt Powell there. I'd probably rather see what happened to Powell first before we get too carried away.
No, Tommy's tough.
Oh, he's very tough, but that
hurt.
did not look like it was pleasant.
No, that hurt.
He's up and skating again, so that's
hockey
good
players
news.
are tough, James.
Here we go.
Oh, big shot in the legs there.
No, it's on the ankle.
Well, I consider that part of the legs, mate. You call it your way, and I'll call
Well,
it mine.
there's no protection there.
Not taking an anatomy lesson from you again.
Well, the
Gav.
stories, Melbourne Ice are on the power plays. The shot comes in from Graham and Vixton makes the save.
Learned my lesson last time.
Well,
another tweet come in here, Jab. Can you read this one through for me?
Well, I'd love to if it came up.
Chris Magaborski, that missed empty net by Army is the type of miss that will convince me to play another year. Well, there you go. That one has not aged well, that tweet.
Not at all. Here we go, Cox for the Perth Thunder.
Who does Chris play for?
Shot comes in and the shot was wide. The skating on that one now is Armstrong, scorer of the Melbourne Ice second goal. That's a cut in. He's forced out wide and now he'll skate back and retrieve the puck.
He's on fire in the third period, Armstrong.
Because it's all about us. We had a bit of a yak to him. He's feeling great.
G'd him up. Jack went down there, gave him a rub down.
The cashier now gets it out towards Petrovski. To Armstrong. Skating back. And the Perth Thunder will now be able to clear. Cox.
You know
out wide.
I'm going to miss most in the summer, James?
Your senility?
No, Steve not eating 1,000 chicken wings at my place at 3 a.m. in the morning.
He didn't eat them, he inhaled them.
He did.
Oh, there's a story that most people don't know about, but let's just say Steve was a vegan once. He changed his mind.
He changed one night.
Did he? What? It was just like a dam burst.
I think he ate 80% of the chicken wings available.
He did.
Nothing for us.
All there was a stack. I'm still trying to get rid of it. I've buried a few.
Mate, you could put him down the drain because I think that's where some other
Oh, that's Zelinsky.
power unloading in there at about 2 a.m. while he was crying to himself.
So he's Hodick. Moved on to brisket now, I'll have you know. His value. Back down the ice it goes.
Right.
And now here's Clark. Picked up now here by Rod Clark.
How many Clarks you want? Clark, Kent?
Here's Webster.
Which one?
Take it easy, mate.
Here, your other name's Kent as well, Jeff. There's this one moved back now here to Clark. Here's Bremner. 2 seconds left and Punter will step back on the ice. Back to Webster now. And he looked like he's hurt himself.
Yeah, that hurt.
And the other Webster being Kieran coming back the other way now. Drops it off to Bellew. Bellew cross ice. Oh, and Sack just couldn't put the finishing touch on that move. As Munro had it all ends up. Webster now back to his feet.
Good play.
The trailer. He shoots. And over the shoulder of Bixton it goes. End-to-end stuff there on that last shift.
That can't be fun for a goaltender facing Hodick and Webster. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, generations coming around here. It's just unreal.
Here we go.
Here it is. Watch this. Webster out of the blue line.
Didn't see it coming either, did he?
No.
He was just clipped in the shoulder, so probably lucky there wasn't like a knee-on-knee collision.
Yeah, that wasn't clean.
But he didn't see it coming, though.
Story of my life there, Coffee.
Well, that's probably something for your therapist there, Jeff. So,
do you know how I like just stepping into it?
So Marcotte now, he's trying to weave his way through Marcotte. He's going to go single-handed. No, he's going to go out wide, but nobody was home.
Sounds like the commentary box.
I'm not saying anything beyond that. So Chai had it, lost it, kept in by the eyes. Kahu Joyce.
Just as well I'm not getting paid.
Don't worry, like I said earlier, we've been great for your career, Jeff.
Yeah, you have.
Coffee is next weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait to tweet in.
So Marcotte gets it from Ruck. Gets a shot away. Munro got just enough of that one. Now Joyce. To Kudla. To Hazelhurst. Finds McMahon. Now Armstrong gets out towards Kahu Joyce. He'll take the blue line, but he's forced out wide. Joyce will get a shot away. Vixton was already in position. He makes the save, and we'll have a face-off.
And we've got a tweet here from Peter Lambert. Thanks for your 10 years of progress, ATC and crew. Your efforts have allowed us to share the AIHL with thousands of people around the world. And thank you, Pete. Really, in many ways, a lot of those early days actually belong to you, Pete. As a matter of fact, I think the first commentator I ever worked with on AIHL games was, in fact, yourself. And
2010 Grand Final?
Well, and the sheer quality of Pete's work really sort of, you know,
stood out.
Me to
stands out.
Work a bit harder to do justice to it. So thank you, Pete, for everything.
You know, he's a real human being, Pete.
No, and he really is. And he was actually a commissioner as well for the AIHL.
Yeah, no, he's done a lot for hockey.
Oh, and still does. Still does today. And I think he's going to be sitting with you, Cluffy.
Yeah, next week at this stage.
There you go.
Looking forward to it.
Call him Mr. Lambert. Okay.
Mr. Lambert, yes.
Yeah.
Don't call him Jaff, whatever you do.
No, but don't call him Pooty. You're not up to that level yet.
No, respect.
If he starts barracking for the home team, call him Jaff.
Yeah. Here's Armstrong, dropped off Petrowski. Oh, nice move there, and they just couldn't cap it off. Kasher, cross eyes. Graham unloads, and that one was, I think that went off the back there of Kahu Joyce standing in front of the net.
Oh, here it is.
Comes back the other way, in behind the other Thunder. Bro with a shot. Oh, what a save there from Munro.
It was a great save.
And it's loose in the crease, and that will do it all. Ben Bro looking for goal number 7 for the Thunder, and Munro with this.
Munro was very glad for a little help from his friends there, I think.
What, his pads?
Yeah, well, not just the pads. Have a look where this one lands. This one lands over the back of him. This one would be pretty easy to pick off the back of him if he didn't have some help. What's this? Sitting there in the back of his pads, rolls down onto the goal line. Thankfully, the Thunder players kept out for the Melbourne Ice.
Even the crowd didn't know what you just saw.
Or what he said.
Yeah.
Got to watch the game occasionally.
So Woodman sends that into the corner.
I ate that chocolate Jack gave me.
Yeah, it's starting to kick in, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
So Clark out towards Hodick. Now Hodick in the corner. He'll assess his options and go out towards Clark. Rink wide pass out towards Liam Webster.
I'd like to see him finish off with a goal. He deserves it.
Now Bremner fires and shoots.
What a great servant Liam Webster's been for Melbourne Ice over the years.
And Australian ice hockey.
Oh, exactly.
But I believe he's still got plenty in the tank. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But the whole family, I mean, Ian Webster, Val Webster,
yep.
Really a fantastic group of hockey citizens.
Oh, without doubt.
So Kieran Webster fires, shoots Munro with the save.
And what Val's done with the women's team defies the imagination.
Oh, Vic Sport Team of the Year, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, no, all power to the Websters, but, you know, Liam, as a 14-year-old coming through in hockey, he's just been a powerhouse all his way through his career and deserves all the plaudits he gets.
If I could, I'm just going to power through some of our crew list to say thank you. Sam Morgan, HEC to Fulton James to run for our HL Commissioner. I'm not too sure that's going to fly, Sam.
I wish it was right, Sam.
But, thank you to some of our crews, Sam Stevens, Mitch Hines, Matt Brown, Sophia, you know, John Rack, Jake Floss, Luke County. I mean, there'll be more next stoppage.
It just goes on. How many are in jail now, James?
Hence why ATC's folding.
Can't talk about that one anymore.
Slipped up now here to Ruck. That went through his stick. And Joyce will pick it up back here behind the goal line.
Go for it, James.
Who swats this one out? Out now here to Chai. And 2-on-3 breaking the other way. Here's Chai. His shot blocked up high. Looking for Lazzarotto there was McMahon. And he got the puck from him. And puts it up now here to Marcotte. Oh, here's another break for the Thunder. Too easy. Marcotte now tries to drag it.
Oh,
what a shot
yes.
Jake Ruck makes it 7-2.
That was all the way, Steve. Good call.
And that was Steve's scary voice.
Yes, but it was on. In the replay, let us hear it again because you caught it well.
It was too easy there for Jake Ruck getting on the board there. I'm sure Coach Davis is going to be giving him the favourable treatment now coming into this. But let's have a look.
Dad, can I have more ice time?
Oh, great finish.
Yeah.
It is his first goal of the season, too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Good time to get it.
Yeah, not bad.
Coming into the final.
Stake his claim for the second line person.
So Petrovski now for the ice.
I've missed you all year, Steve.
And could have tipped it in there, Petrovski.
It's all about timing your run.
Yeah, well.
I don't remember your first one, I remember your last one.
That's it.
Now Tobin skating along the half wall for the Thunder.
Always leaving the applause as the loudest, Steve.
Funny, I've followed that advice most of my career.
So a shot comes in from Kudla.
Oh,
that hit the pipe
good
as
save.
well. Stolen away by Bro. So Petrovski out wide. Out towards Kasia. Leaving it behind there was Graham Armstrong with the rear guard. Now Tobin. So Tobin gets a shot away. Petrovski got enough of a stick on that one to save the day for the Melbourne Ice. So Cox. Cox comes in, shoots. But Munro had that one covered. Now Tobin, he gets it for the Perth Thunder. Just a little bit trapped, didn't have too many options to pass the puck onto. Now Bro out wide to Kudla. Kudla fires, shoots.
Oh.
The shot was high. Rebound offered, though, by Munro, and Perth should get the puck back. Tobin just left it behind. Gets it out towards Cox. The top of the Munro's crease. Perth go back out towards Lodge. Fires, shoots. Munro with the save. It's going to be cleared away by Graham.
Well, they can't. They can't get it past the red line.
Now Armstrong gets it from Petrovski back. Out towards Petrovski. Decides to shoot himself. And it's going to be a face-off.
Very good collapsing in front of the net there. Just not allowing any possible angle for the Ice to put a shot on.
That was beautifully said, James. So you knew what a collapse was, like an umbrella collapsing?
Sure, mate. I set that up. Chris there, we agree. That's exactly the kind of tweet we like to see, not age well. Just power through a few more of our crew here. Thank you, Lisa McClellan, Alex Michaels, Rob McKendrick, Dan Dwyer, Joshua Brindle. More to come, boys.
Have you paid any of them?
Once or twice. Once or twice.
How about long service leave?
And moving in is Value. Tries to stuff it out. Cleared off the line there by Webster. Kevin Value nearly made that 8-2. Here's
fantastic stick work.
Back now here to Webster. Back to Value now. Value walking into the low slot and... what a hit!
That hurt.
was absolutely destroyed there by Punla.
Yeah, but look how... Oh, he's hurt.
It was a good hit too.
Yeah, but he got up.
He's all right. He's all right. Just a little
That
bit of a
guy's
sting.
tough as rock and horse pup. He's hurt.
He's slow to get off the ice there. What a hit that was with Punla. Bit of a mismatch in weight classes. That was Bantam versus light heavyweight. Here comes Webster over the blue line. Webster
Zielinski would have been dead.
His shot. I don't know what that was saved there by Munro. Wasn't quite Babe of Zielinski, but flashbacks nonetheless. I'm sure the switching.
Difference was that Hoddick had his head up.
You're not going to fight all of us, Daniel Zielinski. Empty threats there, mate, as usual. Here's Value.
Penalty coming
up. There's a shot there, and that one was wide, and we'll have a whistle.
Jeez, he cuts up rough, old Zielinski, doesn't
he does indeed.
Sure. Have a look at this hit.
Viewers, if you could hear what we're hearing in our ears. Look at that, great stick work there. Probably unlucky not to be rewarded for that. But coming up here, watch this hit. Skate through and bam, somebody get the license plate. That one hurt.
Well, Victoria Police got your license plate a few months ago, didn't they, Jess?
Yeah, well, they did actually. But I've learned a lot of Hindu.
A couple more thank yous while we do it. Peter Frank, Jason Griffin, Max Dravic, Jared Webster, Daniel Trelaw, Tommy Tatone, Hayden, Simo, all really helped us out. James Battle, thank you to each and every one of you for all of your work over the years. Really appreciate what you've been able to do, both for ATC and also for hockey. Also, we've got a newbie in today. In fact, on one of the cameras, Jordan upstairs. He's it's like karaoke night with a camera up there.
So Kudla gets it out towards Marcotte. I think it might be one of his final shifts for the night. Perth will just be looking really just to protect, probably more to prevent injuries and any late suspension. That's what it's all about for the Perth Thunder now as they head for next week. Chai, he pinches a puck. But he was worn like a cheap suit there by Marcotte and Kudla. Now Kudla has it, gets it out towards Hazelhurst. Leaving it behind there was Hazelhurst. Now Kudla. Skates down centre ice. Been now pinched by Chai. He'll go on the breakaway, Jeremy Chai. Goes in, delays, shoots, and scores!
How good was that?
Lovely goal there by Jeremy Chai.
It's his first.
That was some unreal work there by Chai. That's your wife, Jack. Look at that.
What a great little view that is.
It's about time she saw a decent performance at a hockey game.
In all of her life, she's never seen that.
That was a superb goal there by Chai. I don't think that anyone knew where that one was, but he knew where it was.
Let's see
it was in
it.
the back of the net. Look at this.
He delayed, he lost it, and he got it.
And how's the shift in the balance from foot to foot? That is beautiful work.
Front foot to back to front foot. Reminded me of Fred Astaire back in the day.
That familiar left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left combination.
It's how I dance.
Two left feet.
That was Jeremy Chai's first AIHL goal. And what a way to bring that up. Pump fake, shift left, right, and in.
Chai, oi, 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 apparently. That's a new one.
So 2 minutes remaining in the final period is 1:06 remaining on the penalty here to the Melbourne Ice. The Thunder have a power play. 7-3 is the scoreline, and Thunder looking to pinch up as well as they've made a change. Obviously between the pipes, Nico Vixton is out, and Nick Windle is in between the pipes now here for the Thunder. From back up, his shot and a save there by Windle, and he holds on.
Oh, look at that woman there. If she's just looking at her right now, oh no, she's been covered. That's the woman I love. Oh no, she's been covered.
Look at this, Zielinski's using all the effects now, so you can tell we're about to be off air in seconds.
Barbara, can you see me, sweetheart?
No, you can't.
Look at that. That's the effect I have on my wife.
I think she's
Look
going
at
to
that.
pretend you don't exist.
No,
Let's get back
exactly.
to the action,
It'd be
though.
wise.
That went
1
well.
minute 35 to go here in the third period. It's the Thunder by 4 goals.
So don't come and knocking on my door tonight, Michael, because obviously that just did not work.
Here's Pro
Yes,
now.
again.
Hazelhurst holds the line. And Tobin has it now here for the Thunder. Top of the circle. Back down below the goal line. 23 seconds left on the penalty. As the Ice battling down low. Just 1:13 left in their 2019 season. And they'll finish in 7th place on the AIHL ladder not a season that they'd care to remember, but they might have one last goal coming here potentially. Here's Armstrong, dropped it off, looking there for that familiar combination with Powell. Value has the puck now, and he will feature prominently next week for the Perth Thunder in their AHL Finals campaign. Well, they will take on the Newcastle North Stars in the first semi. And the Bears and CBR Brave, a grand final rematch from 2018 in the other one. Both of those promised to be at Andy. Here's Value now. With Zach going towards the net. Value, his drag and drop was poked out wide, and Graham has the puck now. Now, Value just took a whack there at Kasha, and that's not something you want to be doing a week before the finals. Because
that is a very unnecessary move with 25 seconds to go.
Exactly.
When you're 4 goals up facing finals in Newcastle.
No, but
that's probably why you actually bench your star players in this circumstance. You just early and just.
They were the early days of hockey, but not right now. I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank everybody here. My Steve, Michael, thank you so much for the support you've given me over the years.
Thank you,
James, upstairs, you've done a tremendous job for hockey, and you've just brought a product that you've just taken us to a class that we haven't ever had before, mate. And James, I'm not pissing in your pocket. It is seriously professional what you brought for us, and thank you.
Oh, thank you, mate. We're certainly showing that tonight, aren't we? Now, Jeff, can you give us play-by-play for the last 25 seconds? Come on,
here we go. Protoski on the face-off. He's going to win the draw. He's going to get it back to Graham. Graham's going to sort out what he wants to do. He's going to escape behind the net, and he's just going to give it up to... I've forgotten who. Armstrong's going to shoot.
Oh, here.
Just gone. What have you just done, Jeffer?
Oh, dear.
I'm only joking. Anyone's
Face
listening?
off here. Graham's going to take the draw for the ice. Face off won by the Thunder.
Tomorrow, Jeff.
Yeah. Do you know what? He was working incognito till I blew his cover.
Oh, dear. 2-1. And that is going to do it here for the third period. One of the strangest broadcasts I think I've ever been a part of. Gentlemen, your thoughts on how that one played out?
Well, Steve's not talking to me.
I'll let you know if I'm still gainfully employed tomorrow.
Only joking.
No, I'm just kidding. Wanted too far for food.
But actual thoughts on this game, Perth Thunder just got the job done. That's what they need to do today. As much as the game didn't have much going for it for Melbourne Ice, Perth Thunder need to win, because I think next week the goal was to avoid the CBR Brave in a semi-final, because if you're going to have to play them, you want it to be in the final where you can just throw everything bar including the kitchen sink at them actually, and hope for the best. So they've achieved the mission for the weekend. They've got the 6 points. They're finished in third place. They'll take on Newcastle. They'll be confident they can beat Newcastle, even though it's in their barn up in Newcastle.
Well, and a funny time for Newcastle to have a run of some shaky form, I guess, coming towards finals. I mean, they ended up only getting it done in overtime against the Mustangs the other night up in Newcastle.
Yep.
So, you know, a couple of worrying signs there for the Stars. Now, don't get me wrong, they're a very strong organisation, great heritage. If anyone's going to be able to pull through that, it's going to be the North Stars. But you just have to wonder, though, if you're a North Stars fan, is this going to be our year, or are things starting to come unglued?
Well, all of the above and a little bit more. But I'm just going to tell, there's my wife there, Barbara. She's just looking very serious.
Unimpressed.
If we show up for another second of screen time, I reckon we're going to have to pay her.
Yeah, well, there you go. Can I ask, I've got to ask you a question, James,
He's
right
going to
now.
propose.
ATC Productions, where are we? Where do we go from here? You've led us well over the last 10 years.
What's all this wee stuff, mate?
Well, you have led us well. Where does the future lie for us right now?
Well, look, I mean, you know, it's fair to say it's been a pretty challenging year, all told. Timo, I'd love to read your tweet, but Zelensky hasn't worked out the layering and the CG. Thanks again for the season.
Thank you, Timo.
Thank you, Timo, for your support. And that goes for all of the viewers. We wouldn't do it if it weren't for you guys. But look, as far as ATC goes, you know, I suppose never say never is, you know, is probably the best thing to say in all forms of politics. There's Zelensky and
hey, Daniel
Sam
up there.
Morgan, our game day music guy up the top there. Sam, has worked with us for a lot of years now. Thank you, Sam, for everything that you've been doing. One of the things that's kept me doing hockey. But yeah, look, I mean, ATC is in a lot of demand in industry these days. We have a really busy year. We come straight out of this every year, right into the Spring Racing Carnival. You know, and that thing runs through till March anyway.
Okay.
So, you know, we got plenty to do, but obviously there's going to have to be some discussions in the off-season about what to do and where to go. We'll just pause here for a second and acknowledge the 2019 Melbourne Ice. It's been a tough year. The fans have still stuck by them. Meanwhile, you've got the Thunder up the end there, paying tribute to their travelling faithful. It's a very long way to come on the plane from Perth. Very expensive endeavour, probably more expensive to get to Newcastle. So, you know, especially clinching so late, I really feel for them. But you can only hope that in the off-season, the Melbourne Ice are also going to see a similar level of rebuilding, I guess. I mean, no one wants to call it a rebuild, but that's what this is. This is a rebuild. And realistically, we've got to be, you know, we've got to look at this and say, a few years ago when the Mustangs came into the league, we always knew it was going to have ramifications for the distribution of talent in Victoria as far as the hockey clubs. That's not the Mustangs' fault, mind you, by the way. I mean, more teams, generally speaking, people think is a good thing. But even so, that's a risk that was going to have to be managed. And what we're seeing right now, you know, people should have seen coming if they didn't already. So no one should be surprised that there's more work to be done. We've just got the Ice coming past us here in the commentary box. We're going to stand up and pay a bit of tribute to them on their way through. You'll excuse us for that.
But in true politics style, you're answering the question while not answering the question at the same time.
Well, and the reality is there is no easy answer for it, Fluffy. You know, for those that aren't familiar with it, and anyone that's been a player or a team official knows, hockey's hard. It's a lot of weekends on the road. It's a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings.
Thank you.
The Jaffa there thanking Liam Webster and Tommy Powell on the way through the commentary, past the commentary box. Yeah, hockey's real hard, and you guys know it better than most people. You sit down here in this absolute ice freezer, you know, every weekend for a couple of times to call games for us. Monday, Tuesday nights, you might be sitting there, you know, all crammed around a computer monitor, desperately trying to work out whether that speck on the screen is one player or another while you're trying to commentate, you know, away Fox games in post. So, yeah, hockey's hard. We've been pretty tired this year. We've been pretty banged up. Now, who knows? I'm heading back over to the States again immediately at the conclusion of this season. So hopefully that's a good opportunity to take a bit of a holiday, recharge, and who knows? We might be back in 2020. We might not. If we are, I certainly hope that you guys will, you know, be around to do it with me, because otherwise, how are we going to put something like this together again?
It wouldn't be the same. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Well, I might be visiting you at work tomorrow, just to let you know how much I appreciate your work here on the broadcast.
The rubber gloves at the ready.
My customs license could be just evoked tomorrow.
But yeah, no, look, it's great, right? I mean, obviously, apart from this, my commitment has dropped off a little bit the last couple of years, doing football as well and mixed martial arts. James and I have worked together quite a few MMA shows. So, look, it is a tough slog. Like when you're working through the week, and then from April to September, my wife doesn't see me, so you know, she's very understanding as well.
If not thankful, I'd be.
Yeah, well, column A, column B. So, no, and then obviously I'm doing the podcast through the week and doing articles and all that, so it does take us.
You do a lot of work behind the scenes of hockey that I think a lot of people might not be aware of. I mean, you do. You're doing the podcast. You're doing a lot of stuff with the website, which is a challenge in itself.
Yeah, well, I've got to know if we got how much time we got for that. No, but
is that for the page to load? Or?
No, but look, it is a drain. Look, we do it because we love it, but there are times where you just got to pull back and go right, because you're just running on fumes. So I have to say, out of the 9-10 years we've been doing this now, I think this season, I think we all talked about it, like it was pretty tough coming into it. I was probably the least energy I'd ever had coming into a season. I still love it, but there are times where it just gets to you. So it's probably a good thing. I'm actually looking forward to having the time off and actually just kicking back and watching the finals and not actually working it. So
and just on that note, we wish Michael and his team at Rock Fox up north there in Newcastle all the best. You know, Michael is a really fantastic guy, works so hard for the organisation up there. I can't say a bad word about him. You know, we sincerely wish them all the very best with all their work next weekend. It's a bloody hard act to follow, I can tell you.
Yeah, no pressure, Klopp.
Well,
Not at all.
I mean, we're used to following our own act every year, and we always try to add new stuff to it. The complexity goes up, the risk goes up, the budget doesn't. So, you know, it can be bloody hard work to do that. So it's going to be interesting for you, you know, working with the new team next weekend, Fluffy.
It is going to be a different challenge, I must admit. Next week, new team. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I think I've got some petrol still left in the tank for this season and beyond, but we'll see how things sort of carry on.
Well, because you pretty much go radio silence in the off-season. Most people don't know. Most of us sort of stay in touch, or, you know, in most cases. But Cluffy basically disappears off the radar until probably around, you know, March, April, somewhere around there. All of a sudden the phone will ring and you'll be like, oh, Cluffy's still alive.
But I just want to...
It is a thing, and I think anyone involved in this league would appreciate it. As much as we do love the sport, love the league, love the game, the off-season's so valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I find. I just love the off-season as well. I love doing the season, and I love it when it's over.
Well, Michael, I just want you to know at 3 a.m. after the Goodall Cup's been won by whichever team that is, and you're stuck and you've only allowed one phone call, don't ring me.
I wasn't planning to. Don't worry about that.
And I suppose, look, this one's not for us because, as I say, what our future looks like is, you know, is completely undecided. But if there's one thing that I'd like to see change in hockey, and I'll ask you guys the same thing, but there's one thing that I'd like to see change in hockey. I think there's a cultural thing that goes on with hockey in this country around leakage of talent. And I mean, I've seen countless of examples of it here in Melbourne at a national level. That is that, you know, hockey's been so lucky to have some really fantastic volunteers come through, sponsors come through, etc. And I feel like there's some wasted opportunities there where some of these people are allowed, you know, when people feel that their tenures sort of come to an end or something, they pretty much jettison them and they're never spoken of again. Yeah. It would be great if hockey could put a bit of work into, I guess, recognising the efforts of those people a little bit more. I'd love to see, you know, I mean, AIHL Commission over various years, I'd love to see them brought out every time there's a change in personnel, brought out at a game or at the finals and formally thanked in front of the fans. I mean, the thing that a lot of people don't realise, so the AIHL is run by a volunteer commission, and that can't be a fun job. I mean, you've got 8 different masters from 8 different teams. You know, you're being pulled every single which way. You know, you spend so much time fighting fires. True. You know, everyone, it's really easy to get frustrated and say, oh, I'd love to see hockey do more of this or more of this or more of this. You know, when it's a struggle to put out the everyday fires, let alone run your own agenda for improving things. You know, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes of hockey that people just don't see. No. And we're so lucky as a community that in many ways we don't see that stuff. But I guess my message to people is, and again, this is not for us. This is far broader than us. You know, look after people around hockey. We've got some great fan groups and stuff like that. And we love to have a good laugh and a good bit of banter. But at the same time, you know, give a shout out to people that have done some really good work over the years. You know, I mean, Steve, maybe you one day will bring out and thank you for the website. I don't want but I don't know. I mean, if there's one thing you could change about hockey, what would it be, fellas?
Oh, I'll go first. I guess from my perspective, well, I think you touched on the culture around the league, right? I think there is, and the point made about the commission is spot on. I mean, a lot of them get thrown under the bus. A lot of, I mean, previous commissioners, recent commissioners, a lot of people, a lot of criticism, but they didn't see what the work that they did. And I think that's that negative sort of toxic sort of culture online. It drains people, particularly when you've got people running in the voluntary capacity. They have no obligation to be here. Like if they're busting their ass trying to do that for you, trying to put on what we have here and not actually appreciating. Very easy for the armchair idiots online to have a go. They're entitled to their opinion, that's fine. I'm all for freedom of speech, unlike some people here in Melbourne. But no, look,
we weren't going to mention that.
Oh, gosh.
Guess who's not going to Brunswick anytime soon?
Triggered Cluffy, he's triggered. Carry on.
But anyway, look, I just think that needs to be a bit more sort of, as you said, acknowledgement of past guys like Tyler Lovering and Peter Lambert, guys that built this league, John Oddie, been here since day dot, and obviously Rob Bannerman. I mean, most of this was from Rob Bannerman the last 6 years. All the sponsors,
correct.
Sponsors he's brought in. I was personally, I think, the criticism level here was disgraceful as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and I'll tell you the truth, because I had the pleasure of actually working pretty closely with Rob.
Yes,
I know he
so did I.
wasn't everybody's friend. I get that.
Yeah.
But his job wasn't to be everybody's friend.
No.
The thing that he did do, he brought in a truckload of money and sponsorship, visibility for this league that didn't exist. And, at some point, you've got to put aside the personality stuff there and just say, holy crap, we had something pretty good going there.
I think I'll close on this point, but I think if you want something to change, league structure in terms of the commissioner and governor relationship, that whole thing's got to change because we've outgrown it. It's not what we had for the first 10 years of the league. We're now 20 years in, basically,
and moving into a professional era.
Exactly. So the league structure, the fundamentals are going to change now. So,
Cluffy, what would you change?
Kind of backing up what you guys have been saying. Just looking after the talent, cultivating the talent, developing the talent, and then looking after them. I think that's probably one thing, and it happens a lot in volunteer organisations anyway. People get burnt out. You got people with agendas who aren't willing to work with others, and that's probably one thing.
Stop describing
describing me. Yes, but yeah, just working on that to look after the. Unfortunately, we've been around for a long time, and I think the collective were a bit stubborn, so it's like we're not going anywhere. But I know a lot of people have come, gone, and been burnt out. So it's and that could just be hockey. That can be across any sport in this country. People who get involved in sport, they put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of sacrifice to make it all happen. Well,
and I mean, moving to someone who, I think actually the transition might have been, I feel at least, was done right. In Jaff here. I mean, I noticed Jaff's name is, and famous quote is still up on the wall of the Melbourne Ice change room as the boys go out. It's got plenty of marks all over it from tapping sticks on it on their way out the door. You transition pretty seamlessly from coaching into commentary, so it's been great to keep your talent inside the league.
Well, we put it in permanent marker so no one can scrub it off.
Yeah, true. And I actually go and clean it every week.
Writes it again.
I've been spitting on it just not
and if there's anybody watching this right now, I do just want to have this moment to say this. I can go right back to John McRae Williamson, where in the 50s, Ron Casey was broadcasting this game at St. Moritz on 3DB. 3DB radio. And they were lined up either side of St. Moritz, and they get off the trams with their brown paper bags worth of sandwiches, and they queue up to get in to watch 2 A-grade games on a Tuesday night at St. Moritz, all the way through to when Channel O took us.
Slapshot 80s.
Yeah, and Channel 9 took us. Michael Dyer called a slapshot a golf shot.
Channel 9 show.
And I was there and I saw that, and I just saw the progression that was made, and I saw the greed that came. They didn't know how to handle it at the VIHC, and they just blew it. But right now, we're on the cusp of getting it. And I just think, James, and I'm not just saying it because you're sitting right next to me, but you have just brought this game to another level. And I love it, and I love what you produce. And not because it's you. This rink absolutely gives you the platform to be able to produce something that's world-class. And I thank you for what you've done for ice hockey, mate. I really do. And I don't care if this never gets anywhere, but from my heart, from going back to the 60s, thank you for everything you've given to us, mate, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate those words.
It's real.
It rings heavily in my ears. It's look. Let's hope it's not the end for us. Let's hope that in the off season we all work together and think about how it's going to be. I feel like there's a lot more road ahead of us yet. There's a lot more places we can take this. I mean, we're lucky in the last couple of years, in particular this rink, they've made some good investments. Just now that you mentioned the rink, some really good investments in improving game day experience and facilities and things like that. I think that's, facilities are the big holdback in all of ice hockey in Australia, and I like that it always be. So I think we've got to reward that type of thing as well and look after our venues.
Particularly when they've been very loyal to us.
Yes, correct, Steve.
Yeah, I completely agree. But
Wind us up.
Well, I'm James Morgan, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. What was the bloody scoreboard? 7-3 here at the O'Brien Ice House. Come on, Solinsky, let's get those tunes rolling and the highlights running. Let's wrap this puppy up.
Love your work, Daniel.
Put the turkey away, mate. Oh, look at there we go. We even got graphics still. He hasn't completely fallen asleep. The duck thing, Yes.
I was
7-3 after 3 periods here. It's all done here at the Ice House on behalf of Stephen White, Michael Clough, Jack Watson, myself, James Morgan, and our whole extended family here at ATC.
Love you all, guys.
We hope that you've enjoyed the hockey as much as we have over the last 10 years. Maybe we'll see you again. Maybe not. Thanks for everything. Good night.
I'm on Burgundy.